Welcome back to Adventures in Aanthara, session 17, where we play D&D with these lovely people and me, who is the DM.
All these lovely people, and then
yes.
Way to fail.
Also me.
Rip.
We are picking up after just a wild series of events, which we can recap briefly. So the party had made its way down the Long Bend River, kind of up, kind of down, depending on what your reference point is, towards the Raygrove wetlands, seeking something. Answers, questions, creatures. Had met with a curious woman on the border of the wetlands who they befriended to some degree, and then began to make their way, leaving their canoes with her and her little homestead, into the wetlands themselves, headed towards the city of Raygrove, where they hope to find, I'm not actually entirely sure what, because they're doing what they do. I wish I had some control over it, but it's just happening. So they're going there, and on the way, they had stumbled across a pair of trolls who were eating their dinner in relative troll peace, but their dinner was apparently a adorable reed lapper cub and perhaps another one that was in a cage, and they decided they wouldn't let that happen. So they attacked. They tried to sneak up. It did not work well because there's some people with chainmail in this party. They attacked, and in one of the most obscenely wild fights that I've experienced, after a lot of missing and a lot of commanding and a lot of trolls on the ground, they defeated the trolls with fire, so they have remained down, and that is where we pick up. So, it is nearing dusk, which means it's pretty dim in here because the forest or the wetlands tree canopy is so thick. So getting pretty dark. There is some firelight over at the previous camp of these trolls. What would you all like to do?
Looking at that cage, is there a lock on it?
Do you want to go over and check?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm closer. I would have already been there.
Okay.
I handed him the fire and turned around to go get the puppy.
I'll start making my way over there, but
okay.
She'll get there before I will. Anyway.
Yes. Faye makes it there first. Yasnip and Brightwing start heading that direction. Faye, you see no lock. There is like a latch, like on a typical dog cage that dog can't figure out how to handle, but there's no lock. They're not trying to keep a prisoner here. It's just a creature. And as before, this reed lapper is bundled up into a corner, trembling, looking rather scared. And it is relatively large, like compared to you. It would be a big dog, but also is quite small for what you know reed lapper size to be.
Well, that's right, because I rolled really good on my nature check.
Yes, about 2 to 3 feet long and a foot to the shoulder. This one is.
I'm going to wait. Oh my god, what if I reduced it and put it in my pocket? It would only last a minute, but it'd be really cute. Just like a small size.
Is that Faye or?
Yeah, I'm curious.
Yes.
Saying this before we get to the cage.
No, I'm already at the cage.
But we, Brightwing and
You're getting up to it.
This is my introspection before you guys arrive.
Inner monologue.
Yeah.
I see.
Here.
There's no lock, but I don't know if we necessarily want to open it quite yet until we know the area's safe.
Well, I'll go ahead and take a look-see around and see if the area is safe.
Okay, roll a perception check.
Just gonna go lay by the fire.
All right.
Oh yeah.
With your 7.
Yasnip is looking rough. You're still looking rough?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. I'll heal you. So I didn't do that. Hold on, let me. I don't have no idea
Matt,
on the
that is a clean, crisp 22.
Wow, wow. Starting a new day.
Turning over a new leaf, man. This set.
Okay.
Gonna
And
do
I'm
it.
assuming you're doing like a perimeter check?
Yeah, I'm just kind of sweeping the perimeter, trying to see if there's anything a little bit
Okay.
not nice.
I'll say you start your perimeter walk. What are the people by the cage doing?
I will cure wounds. Yasnip.
Okay.
Go fast.
And or you guys can certainly wait for Ageman to finish if that's what you want to do. Roll your cure wounds.
9 hit points back.
I still missed the dice sock.
Thank you, Brightwing.
You're welcome. I can do more, but I need a bit of time.
No, it's fine. I'll be alright.
Can we keep it?
You hear in the
I
distance.
assume you're all over
No.
I'm going to slowly approach.
Reed Lapper for Vana. Brightwing is... there.
Is that it's dead, I guess. But this is just a babe.
Is that a problem?
It can't really survive on its own very well. I don't know how old is it though.
If you want, I would say, Brightwing, if you can still hear me. I don't know if she can still hear me. She left.
No, she's good.
Faye, you could roll another nature check if you want to try to ascertain roughly how old this creature may be.
I would like to know how old the puppo is. Oh god. That's a natural one.
Oh gosh. You are overwhelmed by its cuteness and cannot identify anything scientifically.
It's a
Yeah.
newborn!
This
I will
Unmuted,
say,
Jess.
what's the total?
I finally got hit.
4.
The true fact is that every puppo, no matter the size, is a puppo. That's what
True.
a 1 means.
Yeah, that is very fair. You imagine that it's pre-adolescence, and that's all that you can really tell. Brightwing, can you hear me?
Nope.
Hello.
Yes,
If you'd like to
fine.
roll a nature check to see if you can tell how old this creature is.
Nature.
Mm-hmm.
16.
Okay. It appears to be like what in dog years would be, in dog years would be like 1 or 2. So not
Okay.
quite a baby, but definitely not full grown. Or not even adolescent, really. A child, if you will. If it was
A
person.
child.
Can I give a side glance over towards Eclipse? Is she still by the smoldering troll?
Eclipse, what are you doing?
Sorting my shiny click clacks. Sorry, one sec.
I see you, fellow dice goblin.
Yes. You are done. You are seen.
What is how is the reed lapper like right now? Is it like all the way against the cage? Or is
Yes,
near
it
the...
is.
Okay.
It is all the way into a corner, curled up, trembling,
What do they
making
eat?
small whining noises.
What indeed?
With my
I-
nat 20 nature check from earlier, what do they eat?
I know everything about these things.
Between your
Except how old they
previous, between your previous nature check and Bright Wings, I would say both of you know very vaguely that they are predatory and would eat like fish, maybe small rodents, things like that. And
Can
you
I
do
put-
see these 2 fangs that kind of come down from its upper lip outside of its.
Giant
Bottom.
weasel.
Can I put some jerky in the cage?
Sure. You're gonna put a piece of jerky in the cage.
Yeah.
Roll an animal handling check.
Okay. Oh god.
Guidance?
Sure.
Sure.
I'll take what I can get.
While she rolls that, Aedwin.
9.
9. Okay. You've made a perimeter pass at this point and see and hear nothing. You imagine that the sound and smell of these trolls has probably scared away most of the natural inhabitants of this wetlands, except for the creatures that they had captured. So you seem relatively alone for now. And as you walk over, you see Faye drop a piece of jerky in the cage and see absolutely no reaction from the relapper, except maybe to tremble a little bit harder.
I'm gonna like get on my hands and knees and like, should I cast it? I can't actually. No, have I used it? I already used my divine powers. I can't charm plants and animals. I can, however, either talk to animals or I could animal friendship.
You can talk to him.
So many animal powers.
This is gonna get so advanced.
Do you want to ask him if his mom's nearby?
Oh, it's nearby, all right.
I was about
That was
to
a
say,
little one too, right?
Oh, it's little. Okay.
Are you
I
talking
will-
about
I'll
the
cast-
carcass on the spit?
Yeah.
Was
it
it
does
large?
seem to be small. No, it
Okay.
seems to be small.
Got it.
I'll cast Speak with Animals.
That doesn't make me feel any.
Okay.
I will slowly approach
Okay.
so I don't scare it.
Guys, we get another Matt animal voice. I'm so excited.
All I wanted all week.
It's okay. We won't hurt you.
Are you sure?
It's alright, little one. We won't.
My brother is dead. He looks over at the carcass. You're not predators.
Well, we would not hunt you.
Roll a persuasion
Yeah.
check.
We would not
I
hunt
love how the theme of last episode was not lying by omission. And now Brightwing is here like,
And none of us know.
Right.
No, because
God,
she's speaking in
fucking one of
Korean.
us.
It wasn't a lie. We wouldn't
Well,
hunt it. We
I
just
was
saved
gonna
it.
say,
I didn't
yeah.
say we wouldn't eat it.
Yeah,
I
she
said we
didn't
just wouldn't
say
hunt
they
it.
weren't
Dodge
predators.
the question, are we
They
predators?
said that we weren't.
Yes, you
hunting
did
yet.
dodge the question.
You completely dodged the question, yeah.
Why did I roll 2? I rolled 1. Okay, sorry. Persuasion?
Mm-hmm. You're talking
12.
to it now. Okay. You see it stop its like uncontrollable, terrified puppy trembling, and it just goes to more of a slight fear stance, but still huddled in the corner.
Some of us are like you, and they eat meat, they enjoy meat, but we are trying to save you. I promise.
Did you kill the other creatures?
Yes,
The big ones?
yes, and they were very nasty.
They were.
Never seen one before like that.
They were awful.
I'm sorry.
They captured us from our family.
I'm sorry about your brother. May the wilds guide him in his rest.
He kind of cocks his head slightly. Are you gonna take me home?
Where is your home?
He looks around. Oh boy.
We just can carry the reed lapper.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure. He looks very lost.
Oh, Bubby.
With your passive insight, it seems very likely that he was held who knows
Yeah.
how, traipsed across who knows where, maybe knocked out completely at some point, and he has no idea where he is.
I don't know if we can get you home if we don't know where we are.
Well, then what's going to happen to me?
Well, let me ask my group and see what they think. But for now, know that you are safe.
He kind of looks around at his cage.
You can come out if you like. You don't have to stay in there.
I don't know. Is it safer out there?
Safer at the moment. If you feel any threat, you can go back in.
All right. He kind of finally comes out of the corner, paws towards the front of the cage a little bit, sniffs the beef jerky, or whatever kind of jerky it is. Don't actually know if it's beef. It's probably actually like deer or something. Licks it, grabs it, chomps it, swallows it down. Looks towards Faye, who put the thing in there. Is she your friend?
Yes, this is Faye. She was very adamant about saving you.
Thank you. He says very quietly. Faye, you have no idea what he says, but he seems to be looking towards you and makes like a slight chirp noise.
He says thank you, Faye.
No.
Are you fucking serious?
This is Ed. This is Edwin. This is Yasnip, and this is
I'm
Eclipse.
Nope, I am nowhere near this thing.
Okay.
I have not moved.
Okay.
That is the last thing the thing needs right now.
My apologies. I did not introduce myself. I am Brightwing. Is there a way you would like to be addressed, or?
I don't know how to. I don't think so.
That's okay. I could just call you.
That's me, not him.
Okay.
He's just like little Timmy.
No, he's not coughing.
God
Yeah.
bless us, everyone. I'm gonna stop speaking. Well, no, he would still understand me either way, I guess.
He would, yeah. You choose to speak Koea when you
Yeah.
speak to animals, but it's a magical translation between your words and his ears, so you can speak
Yeah.
whatever language you want. He'll understand.
He is far from home, apparently. He does not know where he is. So I do not know the best bet of continue to keep him safe. But he is not an adult, he's not a babe, but he is a child.
What about the
Well.
seed keepers in Raygrove? Is that
Yeah,
what they're called? They're druids, right? They might be able to assist if we took them along.
It is true.
I mean, they do keep reed lappers in Raygrove. I mean, just kind of keep them there, raise them, ride them, you know. So, wouldn't be a bad place to just drop him off, let him live his life like the little reed lapper he is.
It'd be safe. We could ask him if he'd be willing to do that.
Yeah.
I can ask. Excuse me?
He's kind of up towards the front of the cage now. Cocks his head at you.
There is a place we are headed that is a friend to fellow reed lappers as yourself. It might be a good place for you to stay until you maybe are big enough to go back home.
It's my family there.
I do not know. I do not know where you're from. I am sorry. But there might be people that could help you more. I've heard druids have the same abilities as can communicate with you.
All right. he seems pretty unsure and doesn't know how to process the idea of not going back to his family,
Yeah.
but also doesn't know what other option there is necessarily. There's not a lot of problem-solving power here, necessarily.
Well, I will tell you, if you feel safe with us, you are welcome to come along and we can take you.
I don't know. Can I smell everyone?
That is fine. Let me let them know before you do it. Is that alright?
Okay.
Okay.
Could I,
Um.
amidst this, minor illusion something over to Eclipse?
Okay.
Just with how far away she is and away from the group for a moment, I'm just gonna be like, kind of how I did in the cave systems. Use it to whisper.
Mm.
You alright? I'm just gonna cock my head over to the side to look for a response.
So, I will kindly remind everyone. Eclipse was throwing up for probably 3
Yep.
rounds of that fight.
Yep.
She's a little shaky,
Hi.
really unsteady, and is trying to stay standing. Not because she has low HP, but because she physically feels very drained. And so she hears it and she kind of like jitters for a second because she doesn't realize where it's coming from. And in this like abnormally hunched, uncomfortable look, she just turns to you, looks back out to the rest of the forest, and just kind of tries to walk over to you, and then sees what's happening and just kind of stops again. And just goes like this. And that's it.
I'll repeat the gesture back with a brief thumbs up after.
Okay.
Take your time.
The little one wants to sniff everyone. It's how they sense a person.
I will drop to the floor. Like, to the floor of the forest. Like,
In the muck.
I would also like
I
to
don't-
mention
I don't
we
care.
are both still covered in muck here.
Yeah.
True.
Okay.
ooh, who's we?
You and me.
You and
Why did I
Yasnip
get covered in muck?
Remember,
before the fight.
Yasnip like covered you in
fight.
muck
He
to
covered-
cover.
yeah, she covered you in muck, yeah.
You
Yep,
did.
yep,
You
yep.
really did, though.
Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna leave it like that because you might like it.
I'll put out my hand first. Very like hiccup, how to train your dragon-esque, like.
Okay. All right. At the cage, he's still in it.
At the cage, very gently.
Okay. He'll come up, sniff your hand, kind of boop it very lightly, and then sit back on his haunches, front legs up, sitting on the back, and seems accepting of the fact that you're not going to try to kill him or eat him,
Alright.
and is just expectant now.
So one at a time, and just be as non-threatening as possible.
Are you saying that to him or to them?
To them.
Okay.
I mean, he understands, but to them.
I think maybe you could let me out.
Did we not open the cage?
No!
I thought we opened the cage.
Nobody
You
has
offered.
opened the
I thought we
cage.
No,
opened the
You
cage.
did
I
offer.
opened the cage. I thought it was
Okay.
open.
Okay, you open the cage.
Yes.
He walks up to the edge of it, pokes his head out before stepping out, kind of looks side to side, sniffs the air a little bit, and then sees Faye nearby, pads out of the cage over to Faye. You're sitting on the ground?
I would have like done that thing where I like fell to my knees and then sat on my butt, so like my knees are like clamped to the sides,
Okay.
and like just been very still.
Okay. He comes up initially, sniffs near you, and then kind of walks around and sniffs up into your hair and kind of paws at it for a second. All right. Brightwing, you hear. No one else understands. You just hear. Age, when are you standing where you're standing? Okay. He'll walk over to you, kind of very low to the ground. Sniff your feet. Sniff up to the knees. That one was actually him. And then sort of pads backwards, cocks his head, evaluating you, and then looks around for the rest if there's anybody else. You know what? Let's see if he sees everybody else. Nope.
Nobody.
Everyone else is way over here, kind of
So
blocked
I'm-
by trees and plants.
Yeah, I'll
I'm
sniff a lot
laying
closer.
by the fire. Like I'm.
Oh,
I'm like
okay.
10
Yeah.
feet away, but I'm sprawled on the ground. Like I don't care.
All right. Well, then he would go right past Adwin over to you, sniff you, kind of push at your body with his paw, trying to make sure you're alive.
Let's play
He
dead.
got very hurt. It is alright.
He smells
Oh.
like home.
What do you mean he smells like home?
I don't know. He just smells familiar. Smells normal. Keeps looking around. Doesn't see Eclipse.
I'll be very slowly, not threateningly, just kind of get close enough and just sit.
Okay.
And just kind of still slump.
Okay.
Probably
Eventually-
around, like, here-ish.
Okay. Eventually he would notice you walk over, kind of go up onto his like stand a little bit, pause down. That one looks kind of down to all fours, pads over, sniffs you, and kind of does like a couple circles.
Yeah.
Sniffs
I
a bunch of
don't
different
move.
spots.
I don't even. I'm just
'Kay.
like.
All right. I think you're all okay. Pads back over to the main group.
Well, would you be comfortable traveling with us for a bit? Or would you like to try on your own?
He looks around at the large, dark swamp. I don't think it's probably very safe.
I don't think it
For
would be
me.
very either.
How far is it wherever we're going? Wherever you're going?
I believe we are supposed to get there at the end soon, a couple hours, but I don't know how far the druids are from there.
Okay. I guess we can try.
Okay. I will only be able to communicate with you for a few more minutes, but if you ever need me, just just tap and I will try.
All
Alright.
right.
Okay.
Okay. You don't always speak.
No, it's just ability I have. I could use it for a couple more times, but I might need it also for other things. But if you feel uncomfortable, I can do it.
Okay. He kind of sits back to his haunches again.
I'm gonna walk over to Eclipse,
Okay.
just pat one shoulder, and just be like, "That's rough, buddy," and use 5 points of
She's
lay on hands
Still
to
shaking.
either
Again, I
cure a
haven't.
disease or neutralize a
Yeah.
poison.
Oh yes.
Oh, I am at half HP. I forgot. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I don't
Eclipse.
think I had poison anymore. But yeah.
Yeah, you're
Fine.
well. You
Yeah.
feel this like warmth spread from where Adwin pats you on the shoulder, almost like when you take a drink of whiskey or a hard liquor, but it spreads across like throughout your chest, down to your stomach, and you feel like that nausea and uncomfortability kind of like untwist itself a little bit.
There is the loudest stomach growl possible at that point.
Yeah.
Can we leave yet?
Yeah, we can go.
Can we
I
go
think
now?
we're probably
Would-
yeah.
Everyone mind if we wait 10 more minutes so I could do some healing for everyone?
That would be
Mhm.
great. That
Alright,
would be
Alright.
great.
Fair enough.
okay. And I will sit by the reed lapper, and with my last few minutes, I'll just say, I'm about to do a spell, don't freak out. Then I will cast my Prayer of Healing ritual.
Okay. He
Y'all can do whatever you want
watches.
in the next 10 minutes.
He watches intently as you do this. It's very unusual, and he seems very curious about it. Anybody else doing anything else while she does this?
If I have
Alright.
that you?
snacks, I'm eating them.
That's me, not the reed laughter.
Okay.
It's gonna die!
No.
All right. Right when
I-
your prayer of healing finishes, you can roll. What's
I'm
that
just
say?
sitting there staring at him.
No.
It's
Is
my
the-
last second level.
Not to get morbid, is the brother still on the fire?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I?
Take
yeah.
him off?
Yeah, I wanna help get it off the fire and kind of bury it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll help with
Okay.
that.
Does anyone have a shovel?
I think I do. I think we talked about this.
Some wild coyotes come running through.
That reed lapper needs to calm down, dude.
Mhm.
Oh, I did.
I have a fishing line.
That'll
I have
help.
s- I have soap.
Oh, I guess I don't. Weird.
I do not have a shovel.
I have a horn.
Well, you can.
Underwave.
You could try to use your hands to clear up something, or
That's
you could.
true.
There are some like bodies of water if you just want to
Yeah.
Stop.
let's
lay it
do
into
that.
the water.
Yeah. we
Into
can
the
do that.
water.
Just let it float off. There's nothing really we can do
Oh my
about it.
god.
It's not like we're Viking sending it off. Just light it on fire, let it sail out. That's not. That'd be worse.
Shoot arrow.
Yep.
I don't think any of us have a bow.
I don't think any of us have a bow.
Oh
Come
no!
on. Not a
Sacred
single one.
flame.
All of these plans are
There you go.
ruined.
Dang it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll kind of like claw the mud because I can't imagine it's that hard to just like.
There are some areas of pretty soft ground. You can
Yeah, then
clear out a little
I'll do
hole.
that. I'll
Take
start.
some
Okay.
loose earth and put it on top.
Yeah.
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 Between the two of you and the time it takes Brightwing to finish her spell, you guys would probably make a decent little
Yeah.
Cool.
spot.
And whoever's hurt, 18 points of healing back.
Let's go.
Man.
Each?
Spell is so good.
Go.
Each.
I don't even need that much.
Yes, please.
2 away from topped off way.
Kind of halfway
I'm
into
the cleric.
taking this creature off a little bit, I'll just is this still from yesterday?
What?
Just seem off.
Yeah. That thing. Did you smell that thing?
Mm.
It was.
Quite.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I think it's probably nothing.
Insight check.
Okay, roll an insight
With
check.
my 0.
I was so aggressive.
Natural 1.
Oh my gosh!
Hang on, wait. I'm gonna do a thing. I'm gonna do a
Oh
thing.
yeah!
Damn
Yep,
it
yep,
all.
yep.
Okay, so just to reiterate, this is a soliloquy. Like when this happens, so it's like that in The Office when they turn and look at the camera moment. So it's supposed to like be like my internal monologue. So if I ever
Okay.
say anything during this, it wouldn't be out loud. It would be
Got
like
it.
under my breath to myself, specifically because it's a soliloquy and is meant to be like an aside to the audience.
Yeah.
Got it.
That being said,
This is soliloquy.
I have a soliloquy.
I would say,
Fuck.
yeah.
Right, so
Don't
we're gonna
ex-
have emotional conversation.
I'll just say, don't sweat it, no regret it, just move on and forget it, and I will regain an inspiration.
True.
Yay.
Okay.
Brian, you're the new Shakespeare. I swear. It moves me so.
Brian or Yasnip and Eclipse, are you kind of having this brief convo while digging?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
planning to.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say that maybe a minute or two into you doing that, you've taken the creature off of the fire, and then I assume taken the spit out of it.
Yeah.
Okay. And set it down, and then started digging this hole. Maybe a couple minutes into that process, you hear this very slight padding, and the creature, the reed lapper, comes up and starts digging on the opposite side of you.
Aw,
And its paws are
buddy.
slightly webbed, so it actually does a better job of this than either of you, or maybe even both of you together, and really helps to make a small
No.
alcove.
I mean, he's fine. Kind of looks at him. It worked.
Tries to speak to you, thinking you could maybe understand, and you cannot.
Can I, like, carefully, like, kind of hand down so it doesn't look like I'm gonna... Just non-threateningly, just, like, reach my hand out to him so I can try to pet him. Maybe give him
Sure.
a little head pat. But, like,
Roll an
start
animal
hand down
handling check.
first. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Tiny dice. Tiny dice are bad.
Oh,
It's a 7.
Mm.
It's okay.
7.
I look threatening.
You do look
You are
pretty
a giant
intense.
cat.
But again, it's hand down, so if he starts to freak out, I pull away. Like as
He
soon as
doesn't freak
does.
out, but he just kind of
Yeah.
like
Nah,
suspiciously
just kinda-
sniffs and then pulls back.
Okay. He's fine.
Kind of side glances at you and keeps digging.
Yeah, I keep doing what I'm doing.
Okay.
I won't bother.
If it turns into anything.
Hopefully it's not... Whatever that was. What a waste of food, man. That whole thing.
We all have our off days.
It's gonna happen. Thankfully, everybody got worse off than usual. You're still standing!
Well, you both can keep the take a hit job.
Yeah. It's not for everybody. It's really not.
Keep
All right. You guys finish. The prayer feeling goes off. You get your HP back. You bury the reed lapper
Nobody. Yeah.
remnants. Okay.
After they bury it, Bartwing's just gonna say a quick prayer to the wilds and just grow some fresh greenery over it to help produce new life.
Okay. All right. Reed lapper buried. Another reed lapper kind of sits at the head of it and looks at you guys expectantly.
So what's the
What?
what's the plan with them?
Edwin mentioned that they have house reed lappers, the druids do.
Well, not the druids. They're sort of. I mean, I've never been. I'm not exactly sure what it is. As far as I understand, they're like somewhat domesticated. You know, taken care of for the most part, but not exactly sure what it looks like. You know,
Kept like horses?
I guess.
Swamp
Well,
horses?
if we don't think it's good enough for him, you can just come with us. Not with the whole
Listen,
light thing. We're not taking him out there.
no, we are not.
We have to name him.
No fuck's sake.
So
We are not naming this thing. We are not. It is a reed lapper.
okay,
and
but
that
if
is
we
it.
did,
Should we call him
No.
Reed?
that seems a little.
I like it.
On the
You
nose?
know what? It
Very
seems-
on the nose.
It seems like he may have taken a bit of a tumble in this thicket, you know. But
We can
I
call him
don't
Thicket!
Ah!
Thicket!
I love it.
no, we're not doing this shit.
Weird.
It is a
I'll
reed
turn
lapper.
to him and I'll be like, your name is Thicket.
Fuck me.
Cocks his head.
I'll give him another piece of beef jerky.
Oh goodness.
He eats it.
Oh, no. Okay, let's please get moving before this becomes an actual problem.
It is late, we already have fire.
We've only got like a
As much
couple
as-
hours left until we get there. I mean,
So
We
we're
had talked
first.
before all of this about pushing forward, but now we're a bit depleted in regards to spells.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not health, thanks to Brightwing, but
I mean, how do we know that there aren't any more trolls out here, though, or whatever the hell that was?
Do
I
trolls
can stay
tend to
awake.
be in
Yeah,
packs?
would I happen to know whether or not they typically stick in groups, or if they're more isolated, maybe groups of 1 or 2, or...
I will say roll a survival check.
Okay, Doka.
Guidance.
Uh,
So you can guide on that.
No.
What is your knowledge?
no. 18.
18. You would have definitely some knowledge of trolls, cursory at the very least. Typically not in like full packs, maybe often in pairs or trios. Not too often solo either. So this seems like very likely could be a pair that was together. Maybe could be 1 or 2 more nearby, but can't know for certain.
I mean, it's technically a non-zero chance that there's more, right? Not large groups of trolls traveling around, but I would say maximum of 4 to 5. So
I'm just more worried one of them went to go get firewood and just comes back and all her friends are dead. And then we have to deal with that one, and I really don't want to.
Yeah. kind of want to eclipse the
Please.
yeah.
Oh,
Is there
I
anything that we
am
can
surprised.
get
Mm.
from trolls? I thought I heard in a rhyme at some point. Boil a boil and dead troll's toes? Is that a thing?
Would I know that?
A rhyme about dead trolls' toes?
A rhyme in general.
Um,
A limerick, if you will.
You've probably
A
heard a
limerick.
limerick or two about trolls, yes. Maybe that particular one.
A meme or two.
Not necessarily one that provides you with deep insight on their, like, physiology and what things could be gained from them.
Mm.
do you normally boil toes?
Oil of boil.
Ew.
Oil
Like
of
pus?
I don't know. It was just
Oh,
I didn't
God.
write it. Someone else did.
Okay.
Look,
either
those
way.
things
It was-
smelled rancid, and I just watched Eclipse vomit for like at least a minute straight. Let's not, please.
Well, to that point,
Yeah.
their smell will carry. So
Yeah.
something might come.
Yeah.
I
That's my
I
other
Or
think
something
we
might
should
stay
just
away.
keep
Just
moving.
depends.
Yeah.
We're not far. We might as well close the distance.
Alright.
I'm happy to keep moving. Perhaps let's take, in case that happens again, let's take some torches with us. I know the light may be dangerous to carry as far as visibility, but if we do run into another troll, at least then we know that fireworks on them.
I do have my lantern too. So
I have a torch.
yeah. So yeah, we can do that.
All right.
If y'all insist,
You guys want to press forward?
Yeah.
we shall.
Okay.
I will
I have a-
beckon
I have a
the
lamp as well.
relapper.
Okay. As you start moving, the relapper starts moving with you and tends to like slink between all of you back and forth, kind of like trying to keep moving and out towards the middle of the pack and amongst the group, so as not to be in the front or the back or the sides or very easily attacked if something were to come. I'm assuming you guys are trying to do this stealthily, or are you trying to go quickly?
I mean, we have fire, so
Might as well just. get
Yeah, going stealthily is
Yeah.
literally
Yeah, we're not-
useless, so we
Yeah.
might as well just try and go quick.
All right.
normal pace.
Okay, then let's roll a group dex check to make it through the continuously
Get one more chance, Tiny Dice.
unfavorable terrain here.
Okay, that's better.
14.
Okay.
4.
Okay.
Specifically dex, not acrobatics. Correct.
Yes.
15.
Okay.
8.
Okay. Eclipse, this is kind of all on you.
13.
Okay. Not terrible. Not superb by any means, but not terrible. You guys press forward. Whether the flame or the smells or just the general emptiness of this area of the wetlands right now, you do not come across anything else for the next couple hours. And you make decent time. And in fact, every once in a while, you will see Thicket, apparently, kind of poke up and seem to see a path and sort of like head that way. And you guys start to begin to like learn to a little bit follow his movements, and he seems to be a little bit better at navigating through tougher areas than you. And you also notice that whenever you come across a body of water, he will just walk straight up and then slink into it, and it's like the smoothest. You don't hardly see ripples, let alone hear a splash. And he swims his way across very quietly, pops out the other side. We'll wait for you guys, who typically go around these areas because you're not trying to walk through a marsh. But he does help you a little bit. And eventually, after a few hours, getting towards decently into, like, sun is definitely set, night has come. You begin to see soft lights ahead, breaking through the dense trees. And you've also noticed over the last maybe half hour or so, before you begin to see these, that the Ray Grove trees that have made up the majority of kind of the forested area of these wetlands begin to spottily give way to these much larger trees, coniferous looking, huge, like a couple dozen feet in diameter, 80, 90, 100 feet tall. We're talking like redwood,
Whoa.
sequoias, big trees. And they begin to grow a little bit more common and thick as you go forward, and then especially once you start to see these little lights, almost like scattered fireflies in a large kind of span in front of you. But as you begin to draw closer, you notice you were seeing them from a much larger distance. Don't appear to be small fireflies. They are in fact seem to be the lights of a city. And you see a large collection of these huge trees spread out in what seems to be, or what seems to form, a city amongst the trees. City of Raygrove.
Oh.
You see, and as you begin to draw much closer, can begin to pick out structures built into the trees at varying levels. What appear to be small homesteads, stores, all kinds of things. Windows, balconies, stairwells that wind around the tree trunks, some carved into them, some attached to the outside of them. Different levels expanding to dizzying heights, where if someone were to fall, it would be very dangerous. But continuing all the way up, some small kind of wood and vine bridges that crisscross between these different levels beneath the canopy, sort of creating a multi-tiered series of paths between all these trees. And as you draw closer, begin to see the lights that you initially noticed from a distance are these odd glowing structures that are dotted throughout the trees, hanging from various points, that appear to be these very finely woven round cages of like reed and sticks that, as you get close enough, you can see house large, like foot in diameter, firefly-like creatures, that a couple in each cage. And you can even begin to see small doors on these cages, as if they live there or something like that. And all of them are pulsing this slight glow that serves as lantern light throughout all these trees. This is the city of Raygrove.
Wow, Matt.
And as you reach kind of the outskirts of where all this constructed area begins, you see walking about up these stairwells, across the bridges, some along the ground. There are buildings on the ground, but it seems most are built into or around the trees. A very heavily halfling population, specifically dark brown skin, thick black hair halflings. Not super typical for what you've seen of halflings, most of you, throughout most of Kathos. They do appear to be a little bit different ethnically. And eventually, you reach what appears to be kind of an entryway to a main body of this area, and see two of these halflings. One appears to be a man, one a woman, dressed in what look like greenish brown ranger garb, hooded cloaks, holding bows. And as you walk up, and by the way, your reed lapper, well, not yours, but the reed lapper traveling with you is just
Brian was the same
Its
way.
eyes are already bulging, but it is big-eyed, looking around and kind of hanging back amongst you guys. And then one of the two halflings, the male one, calls out to you. Hello there. Is there something I can help you with?
Directions to
Yeah.
Shade.
Oh yeah.
Are you visitors?
Quiet.
May I ask your business in Raygrove?
Investigation. Also trying to figure out something for this creature.
He glances down at the reed lapper.
Here we go.
Is it an escaped one from the reed lapper pens?
Brightling, perhaps? Answer that
I'm
better.
sorry? Oh,
Did he
Yes,
come
we
from
don't-
Mars? Is he one of
I don't-
ours?
does not know where he is from. He just says he was taken from his family. We just rescued him from trolls.
He says that.
Yes.
She can talk
Ca-
to animals.
Ah. And you are investigating something, you say? May I ask what?
Well, we had received word from somebody a bit further north talking about creatures that attempted to abduct a child in Raygrove. And we have additional belief looking further into them ourselves to see if we can find out more information about them specifically. But prior to that, it was dwindled fishing to the city of Sawfell.
You are looking for the dark crawlers.
If that's what you call them, then yes.
He looks at the woman next to him. I think perhaps you should get Solomon. She nods, slings her bow on her back, and heads inwards. If you all could wait for a few moments, I think we may have someone who can help you.
Why do you keep them in cages?
You point up at one of the lanterns.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're terrifying.
That was me, not him. The emberflies.
Mm-hmm.
They it's sort of a symbiotic thing.
Oh, really?
We keep them safe at night from predators, and they light our home.
That's very
We
cool.
let them out in the day, and they always come back. It's been this way for a long time.
That's very wonderful.
They're like bugs, right?
The cages
Ye-
are maybe 2-3 feet in diameter, and the bugs you can see, yeah, they look like hugely overgrown fireflies. Basically, there's a little bit more of like a reddish orange glow to their light than a typical firefly, but big, yes, like
Nope.
several inch wingspans, quite large.
Nope.
You guys are
I'm just kind of like, dark crawlers. Is that what we're calling them now?
It
No.
does kind of sound cooler, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's a really cool name.
I mean, I'm just saying.
It's a bit harsher off the tongue, though.
Yeah.
We
I feel
still
like it-
don't know everything there is to know about these things as well.
There
I
could be
think giving them
something
an
completely
official
different.
name.
Yeah, but I
exactly,
mean,
right.
like, just to keep it similar, you know, because if we start calling them blightlings, they're gonna be like, "How do you know that?" And
Well,
it's like, well, so
When in Elmara,
yeah. Okay, cool. So for right now, dark crawler.
all right.
Neat.
You guys wait for probably 5-6 minutes, and then eventually you see the halfling woman return, and with her another halfling man. Looks to be maybe in his late 20s, early 30s. That same dark brown skin, completely shaved head with these thick black sideburns that turn into mutton chops and sort of meet in a
Wait.
thick mustache across the front.
Do we recognize that name at all?
Which name?
Solomon? Did Vana and Seraph ever bring him up? Because they were from here, right?
They were not from here. They had gone through here.
Oh, okay.
They had told you some stories of here, I think. I don't
Okay.
remember them mentioning the name to
Okay.
you.
I don't remember mentioning it either.
Dressed in kind of similar dark browns with leather armor, also a bow slung across his back. He eventually notices you all. You, this group that I'm hearing about, looking for the Dark Walkers.
well, if it's what we believe are what we think are something we call blightlings, then maybe.
What's your business hunting down?
Personal interest. They attacked other
Interesting.
cities. Well, one city.
All right. I'd be curious to hear at the very least. Maybe we can swap stories. All right, let him through. The two halflings who were kind of holding this entrance step aside. I bring you to Underbranch headquarters. We can talk there if that's all right.
What did you say?
Underbranch headquarters. It's you new to this area.
Quite.
Came from Sawfeld.
Understood. Well, I'm Solomon Wongo, one of the rangers of the Underbranch Company. And, well, that's where I'll take you to. We can talk and see if we can be of any help to each other out. It's odd times. Sorry for all the red tape, I suppose.
Is it the Underbranch Company or the Seed Keepers that typically work with reed lampers?
He glances now down at the reed lapper in your group.
Brightwing's like kneeling next to it, like petting its head.
Unless he's invited to.
We keep reed lappers. Is that one of ours?
No.
Oh. Would
He's an orphan.
you a wild one?
Hmm.
You hoping to bring him here?
Well, we had a run-in with some trolls.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Bit more not ideal.
Mark 2 off.
Good to know. Well, goodness. Sure, we can bring him to Elijah. See what he says. I don't know if he'll take in a wild one. Don't really know what the other option would be, though. All right, we'll go there first. It's close by. We keep him, in answer to your question.
Thank you.
Follow me. He starts leading you inwards. And it is a very odd environment. Not something that you guys have seen or would find typical, but a bit like
Is it similar
oddly.
to my home?
Or Tristane.
It is a little more similar to Tristane, but not so much.
Yeah, Tristane. That's what yeah.
Even Tristane is much more of like a typical city of Kathos. This is more like the Ewoks, almost. It is a pretty foreign. The trees themselves are not something you guys have seen typically. The size is insane, and the fact that there are homes and seemingly a whole city built into and amongst them is curious. But eventually, he leads you through on ground level and takes you to what appears to be like a compound of some kind. It's actually fenced in, stakes in the ground. Seems a little bit more like militaristic and defended than the majority of Raygrove. And you see a number of buildings built at ground level and then several built into the low areas of the trees in this kind of ringed area. And he leads you over to what appears to be a large pen next to a building. And you see probably 24, this pen is very large, 24 fully grown reed lappers, which I imagine none of you have seen before. It looks pretty similar to the creature that you found, except much, much larger. 8 to 9 feet long, 4+ feet to the shoulder. Rippling muscle, long forms, look very lithe, and the clubbed tails that they have look like they could potentially knock you out.
Now,
They are very large, yes.
do they look happy?
Insight check.
Oh boy. Animal insight check.
Actually, would it be would that be insight or nature?
Roll an insight check.
Okay. Oh, that's a much better number.
But the
No,
better
it's not.
question, does it sound like a pen of just a bunch of otters?
Yes.
Yeah!
That doesn't take an insight check to check.
Yeah!
22!
22.
22!
Okay, well,
He read these people go.
they...
I'm not leaving thicket with people that mistreat reed lappers.
So, it seems like,
I would die
if
for him.
you've ever seen families of otters that are just like goofing around constantly, diving under things, popping up, it is basically that across the whole pen. I mean, some of them are sleeping, a few of them were in like little cuddled up bundles of a few reed lappers, but across the entirety you see quite a few that seem to be playful. Some of them are like play fighting. It's a big pen with water and rocks, and yes, to whatever degree large creatures can be penned in and still seem content and happy, they do seem to be, yes. And it does, so there are some saddles hanging nearby, and you do get a sort of like stable of horses, kind of like Dixie's back in Proward vibe. Stay on here for a minute and let me go find Elijah. And Solomon disappears inside. A couple minutes later comes out with another Raygrove halfling. Very plump, got what seemed to be multiple scars, including one like down next to his eye. A black braided mohawk, shaved on the sides or bald on the sides otherwise. And kind of like furs, pretty hefty furs. Comes out, sort of waddles out a little bit, looks at you, the creature, looks at all of you. Trying to find this thing a home, I suppose.
Good home.
Let me take a look. He marches up pretty confidently and somewhat, almost seems like threateningly, and you get the sense for a second that Thicket might shrink back, but he just seems to have this like vibe and confidence, and just walks straight up to him and like grabs him under the chin a little bit, looks up into his face, and Thicket just kind of stares, stops moving, checks him. Find this thing in the wild.
Saved it from some trolls.
No family, I suppose.
He said he was taken from family.
Trolls manage to eat just about anything they find, so checks out. Well, we can see if they're willing to accept him. It's pretty odd to get new ones. Usually we just breed the ones we have. But we can
May I
ask.
May I assist in that?
How's that?
Well, I could ask.
Roll a persuasion check.
Wow, okay. 17.
17. He eyes you closely. You speak reed lapper?
Imagine
Actually,
she nods
though,
and we're
yes.
all kind of like,
Yeah.
Did you
we're
nod,
all
Leah?
wrong.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, sorry, I missed that. Curious.
Be careful, they'll
I
tell her
suppose
any
so.
secrets they know.
He walks over to the wall of this sort of encaged area, and I can't do it, but the whistle where you put two fingers in the side
Yeah.
of your mouth
Yeah.
whistles. Yes. And you see two large reed lappers immediately up onto their hind legs.
No.
Look over, and then slide into this water, swim over, and then out of the water, kind of scuttle over to the fence.
I can't.
This is so freaking cute.
They're so cute.
And he throws them both a fish that just comes out of a pouch. It seems to be like a dried fish in his pouches. Throws one to each of them,
It's like
and
SeaWorld.
then looks down at the creature.
"Nice, Corey."
Come on now. Thicket apparently walks over, and he picks him up, and surprising strength from this halfling, because it's almost the same size really as the Thicket. Picks him up by the scruff behind his neck, holds him up with one arm to the fence, and the two reed lappers on the other side kind of like look down, their ears kind of flatten.
I'll cast Speak with Animals and join him.
Okay, all right, you see them sniffing. This thing seems like it's from outside, but doesn't smell very good.
He
No,
is
but-
from outside.
They both immediately perk up, look over at you. Did she just talk to us? I think so.
How does this have brother bear moose energy? I don't know what to do.
Yes. he lost his family We thought this might be a good place for him to grow until he can maybe try and search for them when he's bigger, or stay here if he likes it.
Why'd you bring him here instead of just letting him go in the wild?
Seemed to be a bit too young to be on his own.
They look back at him, sniff again. Probably true. Brightwing.
Yeah.
Roll a persuasion check. I will say with advantage given the help of Elijah.
13.
13?
Yeah.
Okay.
But my animal handling's better.
You're talking to these people.
I know.
They're more like people than animals at this point to you. But 13's not bad at all. It's above average. Well, worst case scenario, I suppose we could give him a try, and if he doesn't work, have him taken back out. Thicket kind of looks towards you.
Yeah, but yeah, what about Thicket?
He seems a little bit perturbed by that.
Is he still hanging by his neck?
Yes, he's just being held up by the scruff. He doesn't seem like upset about it. He's just sort of hanging there.
It's very.
They smell a little odd. They don't really smell like my family.
They do not smell like your family.
You smell a little odd.
Okay.
He looks back, kind of.
Hey, it's alright. It's alright. He is from a different place. He will smell odd. I smell odd, I am sure.
You do smell odd.
There we go.
All right. Suppose try. Yeah, don't see why not for now, at least. They look at Elijah and kind of like just quickly bob their heads once, and he holding Thicket. Seems like they're all right with it. You guys all good?
Can I say goodbye?
Make it quick.
Can I? Brightwing, ask him if I can give him a hug.
Would you mind if I gave you a hug? She'd like to say goodbye.
I don't really know what that is, but
Oh,
sure.
it's you wrap arms and you pull in close.
Okay.
It is to symbolize friendship.
All right.
I'll do like a one arm, like just little leg, and like boop his little snoot.
Okay. He kind of sniffs into your hair, gets a hair up his nostril, sneezes, and then sort of his tail comes up and kind of bops you on the head briefly. It almost hurts, but it doesn't. It's all right.
We killed Megan, guys.
Megan's
We have
bad.
destroyed Megan.
We found
Real
Megan's
good.
bag of washing.
Yeah. Only we could take
Alright.
over this.
Any tosses?
No, don't toss him.
He tosses Thicket over the fence. Thicket kind of flips one time and then lands on his feet and gets very low to the ground, ears
No.
back. And the other reed lappers come up and sniff.
Sniff, sniff.
And then you all hear them like otter barking at the other reed lappers. Brightwing, you would hear them like calling other reed lappers over. And within a minute, there's half a dozen at least that have sort of come around and start sniffing him, checking him out, seeing if he's gonna be welcomed.
Okay, give him guidance to be welcome.
It's a
Charisma
creature, I assume.
Yeah.
Sure, you can give him
What?
guidance.
Like,
Oh, let's just see, shall we?
Isn't guidance touch, or am I crazy?
We just sent
Give
that
him
kid to
advantage because he's
preschool.
cute.
Yeah. Send a kid to preschool.
Okay, the guidance helps. All right. The Elijah and Solomon are not waiting around for everybody to watch whether or not the thicket gets accepted. So Elijah kind of, well, maybe let you know how it goes if whatever. And he heads back inside. And then Solomon will, hopefully that goes well. Should we talk?
Yeah, let's get to it.
And he leads you over into a tree, one of these large trees. And once you get inside, find this large open carved area, a bunch of tables, maps on the wall. Seems to be some sort of meeting area or planning area. And he kind of plops down at one of the tables. So, you've been hunting these things, huh?
Doing our best to, all things considered.
How's that gone?
Well, 3 of these guys have actually fought the damn things. We haven't seen them really since. But,
Few of you have seen them.
Yeah.
What'd you see? Just make sure we're on the same page.
I kind of look at Yasna.
Minor illusion.
Okay. Yeah, that's it, all right. Only a couple of us here in Raygrove have seen him. I was the first to see one. It was a ways back. Didn't know what the hell it was, but started tracking him. Eventually that attack did happen. You say you've seen him outside the wetlands.
They attacked Proward.
Hmm.
Large scale. Many people died.
Large scale, how many?
I know about how many, roughly. I would be able to say like at least 15 from what I've accounted for specifically.
Yeah, I would say from at least talking through, like with people in Proward, because you spent a couple days there afterwards and there was probably a good amount of debriefing, you would probably know, yes, over a dozen, it seemed.
You? 12 to 20? Maybe a little bit more?
That's pretty large scale. Even here, when they came to Raygrove, it was smaller, and outside of that, I haven't seen more than 1 or 2.
I've seen signs of them in Sawfeld as well. We haven't made any visual contact with any of them there, though.
There are rumors in Sawfeld, specifically among children having seen them, but no adults. They are inclined to believe the stories of the children, considering the story is consistent across the board, but they have not seen them themselves.
Well, that's odd. And outside of Proward, you haven't seen any of them?
No.
Evidence of them, but not them themselves.
Well, I've tracked their movements all over the wetlands, but I typically lose them in waterways, marshes, things like that. It's hard to track them through there, and
Mm-hmm.
I believe, don't really have confirmation of this yet, but seems maybe they have subterranean hideouts or tunnels of some kind. I haven't explored any yet. It's quite a bit of danger, and with the attack here, we wanted to not really spread too thin, but typically if something hops into a river to try to escape tracking, I'm able to find them again on the other side, up or down the river somewhere. But it's been tough with these things. So I've been wondering if they've got, I don't know, tunnels below ground, ways to hide, ways to escape.
That is how that we came across the first group that we dispatched. They were
Is that an
underground.
attack?
How many did you fought some?
Yeah.
Underground.
Yes.
How many?
7, I believe.
Yeah.
You're there?
Well, as far as I've heard, you all might be the prime experts on these things. Then seems you've seen them more than anybody else. I've seen my fair share, more than anybody here, but not that many, not at one time.
What could you share with us about the attack that they had in Raygrove? The attempted abduction, I guess, is a better word.
Right. It was somewhere in the Seedkeeper village. A couple Seedkeepers noticed one of these things pop up, and then a few more seemed to be trying to make off with one of their children. But Seedkeepers, they can handle their own. We didn't even have to get involved. By the time we showed up, they were dead. And it was, I think, 3, maybe. Hard to tell because they seemed to disintegrate almost, melt away. When they died, was not helpful. Would have liked to study what they left behind, but it wasn't much.
Is that consistent with what you all saw before?
They did melt
Yeah.
away, right?
Yes, they did.
Yeah,
Which is
that's-
why you haven't ever been able to keep a body for
it's the same,
eclipses.
yes. On your investigation of the marshlands, did you ever happen to come across nodules in the ground? Divots?
The birthing sites.
The what?
That's
I mean,
what we've been
it's
calling
accurate.
them. Yeah, we've noticed a few. Yeah, recently. Not something that we've seen before, but it's maybe been 2 or 3 now, I want to say, we found in the last week or 2. It's decent ways away. Seems Raygrove and probably the Hod Hearth tree kind of keep them away from here, except for that one attack. But yes, we've seen them, and from what I was able to ascertain, and I brought a Seedkeeper along to check, seems they were being made there. So that's why we call them the birthing sites. Made there or drawn up from there. I'm not sure exactly which.
Any clue as to by what or whom?
There was some other tracks involved. Humanoid. But we weren't sure if that was somebody else finding it. There's odd stragglers living on their own in the wetlands. Can't be
Barefoot?
sure if... Yeah. Why? Did you find something similar?
Nearly identical. Also,
Could have been
within
one of the ones we
proximity here.
found then. How far away?
Few hours.
He, I'd say he pulls up a map or points to one on the wall, and you, I will say, Aedwin and Eclipse roll survival checks.
9.
Survival?
Mm-hmm.
13.
Okay. It's tough to make out what's what on there. It's a lot of what looks the same, a lot of rivers and marshes and lakes. He kind of points up to it. Any idea where it would have been? How far, at least? And where'd you come from?
Probably about couple hours, roughly northwest ish.
You know a woman by the name of Frida Grasswhistle?
Huh. Yeah. You come
Directly
across
from
her.
location.
That checks out. How's she doing?
Seems out of the loop.
Well, living on your own in the borderlands of the wetlands that are already the borderlands of Kathos can do that to a person, so not too surprising. But if you came from there, and it's you, and he kind of traces and kind of points at a spot that seems to be marked with like a small purple pin. Could have been that one we found.
Do we recall any, not to be racist, halfling footprints in that area?
No. When you were inspecting, you did not find any footprints beyond the Blightling or Darkwalker, whatever you want to call them, and those odd humanoid, like long humanoid ones. You do get the sense that these folk, especially the Rangers, are probably among the better, more talented folk at not leaving a trace where they don't want to. So it could very well be that they were there recently, you just didn't notice. Wouldn't be surprised if it was that one. It's one of the ones we found. You haven't seen any of those before, though, outside of here. Back in Proward or Sawfield or nearby.
Oh.
You said you tracked them underground. Where was that?
Just off the Darklock.
And you didn't see anything like this there?
Nothing.
To be fair, we didn't really have anything like that to look for. We also didn't really have any time.
Kind of gives the impression that they're all sourcing from here, heading outwards.
That was the conclusion that I drew as well.
Have you seen any of the undead creatures?
The what?
No, but you have my attention.
Been popping up throughout the wetlands. It's become honestly more of a
Oh.
danger than...
Frida mentioned something of this sort. She did mention, along with the animal migrations, undead creatures. She called it the oddness.
Well, odd is a very fair term. It's been... We've seen a few now. It's like they've been puppeted to unlife, I suppose. I wouldn't call it life, but once dead, mostly from what we found, and Seed Keepers have corroborated, seems to have been some sort of disease or this blight that's been generally infecting the wetlands. Maybe took a stronger hold in these creatures.
Are these humanoid creatures or are they more animal based?
I don't think we've seen any humanoids. Hopefully we don't anytime soon. Animals, for sure. Odd beasts in general have been popping up of late. The Seed Keepers talk about odd magics. It's not really my forte or our forte in general. We just try to kill whatever shows up trying to kill. Doesn't matter too much to us why they're there, but when things are this odd, it starts to become a question. So you're tracking them, why? If I might ask.
My phone is ringing very loudly. One moment.
All right. Our goal would be to ascertain their source and put a cork in it, so to say.
Mostly just making sure Proward doesn't happen again.
Elsewhere.
We were there for the attack, and some kids were taken. We managed to save them, but...
Kids were taken there, and you brought them back. That's odd. doesn't seem like the kind of thing creatures like this would be interested in. What does a child give them that, besides easy prey, I suppose? Is it
That
that?
was kind of the impression we had.
Hmm.
I think these children may have something special about them that they may have been able to sense. Is that not right? Some innate abilities.
It's possible.
Speculative.
Yeah.
Common denominator, for sure.
Abilities
From what I've
like
heard, predispositions to magical abilities. I wasn't there for the original attacks, but I had heard a lot of the gossip in the days following. Was the child that was taken, or that was attempted to have been taken from
the
the
Seed
Seed
Keepers.
Keepers, were they the child of?
They were young, but just about all the Seed Keepers end up being druids of some kind, wielding some sort of natural magic. So I would assume so. Yeah, that's that's even more odd, though. That's more odd than just seeking easy prey. Do you know if
Well,
they're harvesting something? Trying to?
We don't know the intent.
I think from what we had heard, several separate accounts that we've kind of put the pieces together on, there appears to be some kind of puppeteer. A woman, Frida referred to her as the lovely lady. It's kind of an old wives' tale.
Huh.
But we also heard the name Magilla thrown around. So these Darkwalkers, as you call them, may just be henchmen for a much deeper evil.
Had don't put a ton of stock in the lovely lady myself, but some people do. I've been all over the wetlands and not seen her, or at least what people describe.
Have children seen her?
Well, I think it's more commonly the case that people tell their kids stories of her to keep them in line. But not that I particularly know of, no. I know the Seed Keepers are a bit more in touch with those stories. I think they think she's something more. I tend to go by hard evidence and what my eyes can see. Although, in fairness, these creatures aren't very easy to see, and I know they're there. So that's.
I think most
Well,
of the worry has been that children have been the only ones able to see them as if that's what they want. Proward had some small stories of creatures in the lake, and then Sawfield had some similar stories, not necessarily from the lake, but some indication that children were the only ones spreading the story, not really the adults.
Talks of boogeymen.
Yeah. So if the kids are sharing their own similar little story, maybe that's something to go off of.
it's not something I've heard around here. But I suppose I could ask around. Then again, we hadn't spotted any of these things or the trails they leave behind in Raygrove until that attack, which was, I don't know, a week ago or so, I think.
So correct me if I'm wrong, that would be after the attack on Proward?
Or the same time.
We've been
Let's
traveling
look.
for a while, and we were in Proward for like a week after the attack.
True. Yeah, because we were waiting to
So
get paid.
it is. It's been 2 weeks for you since the attack.
So the Raygrove
Exactly.
attack was after the Proward attack?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why would they have gone further out first, unless they felt Raygrove was perhaps better defended?
I mean,
Also,
it could also be two separate groups.
could be, but wouldn't they have to have gone past Raygrove to get to Proward?
Yeah, but I mean, if they're not being seen, it would not be a particularly difficult task for them.
That's
That's
also
true.
assuming that these birthing sites are only in the wetland.
Hmm. Solomon, you mentioned the Seed Keeper village.
Hmm.
Is their settlement part of Raygrove, or is it a
Mhm.
separate area?
Yeah, it's part of here. It's not far. Walking distance.
But they keep to themselves.
Well, we have a professional relationship of sorts, I suppose. They tend to the wetlands. We protect the wetlands, I suppose you could call it.
Hmm.
They'd be the gardeners and we're the guards, if you will.
Hmm.
Think you could get us in touch with one of Note, where we could check stories with them as well?
I don't see why not. Could probably get Brother Airy over here pretty quick if you wanted to talk to him.
Brother Airy.
Airy Jomal.
Could you spell that, please?
ERRYJOMAAL.
Thank you.
And you all planning to head deeper and keep looking? What's the goal of stopping here? Just to swap stories.
To be honest, we thought that this was the origin, and if we could fix the origin, then maybe have some additional repercussion on the rest. But now it feels like we don't know as much as we thought.
Well, as far as Raygrove's the city is concerned, I can assure you it's not the origin. If anything, it's pushed these things back to whatever degree they can be. But the wetlands, well, I mean, we've found these origin spots, or at least what we think are origin spots. I guess they could be hibernation spots or something like that.
Is there a mutual headwaters for the Black Rock and Longmed rivers?
Are you asking me or him?
No, I'm asking Solomon because he would
What's the
know in the
question?
area. Do the Black Rock and Longmed rivers have mutual headwaters? Like,
Let me look at the map. He looks
it
at the map all
ends
the
in
time.
Actually,
mountains.
get the map. That
Yes, actually,
Yeah,
we
that'd
can do that.
I want to
That'd
get
be
off this
great.
combat map.
Yes,
I don't
the,
wanna
gone,
do it anymore.
finally.
the trauma map. We'll get you off the trauma map. Okay.
Oh, I had just a separate doc of the map.
That's a good idea.
I mean, they don't all come from exactly the same spot, but they all come from the Brass Crags. Flow out from there. Snow drifts and whatnot, I suppose.
Yeah.
And for what it's worth, the blight and the disease, it does seem more concentrated the further south we've gone.
Have you gone into
Towards
the
the
Grasscrag
mountains. No. I consider that outside our purview, but are you saying you think they could be coming from in the mountains?
If they're branching
as much
out, it's hard to introduce the idea of birthing sites outside of the mountains with our original idea.
Mm-hmm.
What was the original idea?
That they were specifically coming from within inside the mountain, unless these are
Ah,
exterior, call it outposts. They're
you
branching
mean
out
birthing
further.
sites?
Yes,
Hmm.
but why?
Like scattered seed being sown and then growing.
Hmm.
Suppose it's not impossible.
Has anyone heard from Bragdale? Have they been affected at all?
we've sent a messenger or two. I mean, we do on a weekly basis or so just to find out. No, I haven't heard of anything there.
Anything from Garrick?
No. We hadn't even heard the stories you've
Can
been
I-
sharing about Softfeld and Proward.
Do I feel like he's being honest about that?
Roll an insight check.
17.
He's pretty tough to read. He seems very stoic and factual in most of what he says. So it's hard to pick out like the intonation changes and things like that you might normally sense. As far as you can tell, seems like he hasn't heard stories or reports beyond what you guys have just shared.
You said the Seed Keepers specifically dispatched the ones that were trying to abduct the child?
They did. Yeah. I got there pretty quickly, and they were already dead.
Well, perhaps Brother Airy would be able to shed some additional light on possible questions.
I can have them brought. You all, hungry? It's pretty late.
There is once again the
What time
loudest
is it?
roar of a stomach you've ever heard in your life.
Oh, buddy, your poor Tum Tum. No.
All
Yes,
right.
and what time is it?
She's been snacking, but it's not helping.
It is 8:47.
8:47.
It's fine. I was thinking it was like 11:30 or something.
Right.
No,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
past dark, but it's not super late.
Okay.
You guys made it decently in the last couple hours. I can have them brought, and I'll have something brought to you from the mess hall too. Seems
Do they have
Could be.
vegetarian options for Brightwing?
absolutely, yeah, no problem.
Point of order, Brightwing's not here. Brightwing stayed with the Relappers.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right.
I didn't catch that at all. You were just quiet.
Yep. All right. So I will say.
We just moved on. I was like, I'll just say it later.
Solomon disappears very briefly, seems to give a message to someone to have some stuff and a person brought, and then comes back to you guys, sits back down, keep watch on you. Brightwing, you've just stayed to watch what's happened with Thicket. Okay.
Yeah.
Leah just
I
like
will
otter
say-
noises on repeat. Just like, yes.
I mean, I could have
Yes.
lied this whole time? Damn it!
I was being so
I
nice.
was really trying. I was like, wow, we're going. Alright. Alright.
You told Brightwing not to speak, so she's like, well, I guess I'm just gonna be there. I'll
No,
just stay
you
here.
said that Brightwing wasn't gonna speak.
Yeah,
we did
I
not
said-
tell
well,
you
to
to
be
not
fair.
speak.
Yeah.
He did, and then we circled back around on that.
Yeah. But
Never said you could.
You have watched them after a bunch of sniffing and evaluation. What seems to almost be like a miniature Relapper trial of some kind, where they have like tested Thicket to see if he's up to Relapper snuff.
oh no.
Yeah.
He's just
Like-
a baby.
I don't know
Yeah,
why I imagine
it-
Mortal Kombat being yelled so loud for no reason and just throwing hands.
Yeah, it's been like he's sort of been put through a what are those?
Zapper gauntlet.
Yes,
like
gauntlet.
American
That's
Ninja
exactly
Warrior?
what it is. Yes, that. Thank you. That's exactly what I was trying to think of. It's kind of
You
in
get
that,
up the
like
sacred tree.
swim
can
this
you?
way, yes, climb these rocks, hunt this fish. And
Jesus
he
Christ.
seems to be doing all right.
Yeah, go buddy.
And slowly assimilating a little bit in.
I would say, just introspection wise, it's very similar to what like Brightwing probably would have gone through as a child. Like everyone else, putting them through trials and seeing where they fit. So
Okay.
very much like understanding this.
Okay. All right. I am going to say that we will take our break there.
Cool.
At the 2-hour mark while we
Fair.
wait for peoples to come back. And pick up in 6 minutes and 23 seconds.
Glendale, Arizona.
Yeah, you
Oh! We got
Yeah.
a legitimate city!
We got one. And it's a
We
pretty
love
cool
to
one.
see it.
Although Arizona is kind of like a nightmare, but still, you know.
I mean,
No
depends on
hate to
where you
Arizona. It's fine.
go. Dude, this otter combat, holy god. Look at him go.
I know, right?
6:23.
Hello.
Hello.
All right. So, welcome back. Brightwing.
Mm-hmm.
As you were watching, trying to evaluate the performance of Thicket, you notice somewhere in the back a non-reedlapper creature in the enclosure that seems to be hanging out with one of the reedlappers. Roll a perception check.
Yeah. A lot. 23.
A million.
Okay. You see you take a moment to kind of hone in. You see a water genasi with long, thick black hair. Somewhat
what?
familiar to you. That
What?
seems to be playing with a reedlapper.
Why is no one else surprised?
Because everybody
Vana!
else knew.
Hello! Oh, so, Sean, you have to unmute her. Unmute
No,
her.
she can unmute herself now.
Oh, unmute yourself, Sable. Nope. Nope. Nope.
I mean, I
Nope.
don't have the power to do it. Hold on. Yeah, like she can just unmute herself.
I'm
She's a player.
shook.
Unmute yourself, Sable.
It's also lagging to shit.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
because
yeah,
she's-
true.
Okay.
There you go.
There she is.
Yes, that works.
Hello.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Somebody's camera blew up.
Oh no.
Oh.
No, no.
Everyone's
Big
trying to-
internet crash. Vana broke the internet.
Yes.
It's lagging so bad.
Brightwing.
Remember, you gotta keep it up on the main
You
screen.
see your old friend Vana in the pen with a reedlapper. What do you do?
Oh God, what do I do?
Yeah.
I think Brightwing. I think what Brightwing has been doing is sitting on the pen, watching, and then looks up and like completely just forgets that she's sitting on a pen and just kind of falls over. And you hear a crash.
Oh my god, are you okay?
Are you okay? You're here.
Yeah, I live here. Well, not in. I don't live in Raygrove, but I live in the swamp around Raygrove.
Are you
It's
part
where I
of
am from.
the druids?
My druids, but not these druids. The seed keepers? No.
Oh.
Oh my god, wait.
What the
What the hell? Do you want to meet my friend?
Sure, I've met many.
Well, Vana introduces Brightwing to her bestie beloved, her big boy reedlapper. She goes, this is Milkweed. He is my best friend, and I love him very, very much.
Brightwing, you see a full-grown reedlapper that looks just a little bit derpier than the rest of them, but very cute, that is sort of pawing randomly at Vana's hair,
This is my best
and then
friend.
notices you.
Milkweed, say hello.
He otter, whatever you call that.
Ottered.
It's crawl. I don't know what
Yeah.
otters do. It's like almost a slither.
Yeah.
Over to you, pops up, sniffs you a few times, kind of runs around you in a circle a couple times, bats at your staff, at the feathers on your staff, and then licks you and then runs back to Vana.
Isn't he the best? Isn't he so sweet?
He's very sweet.
Very sweet. Love him.
We met a reedlapper too. He's that one, the little one.
Oh, what is his name?
Fate called him. Oh, what was it? What was it?
Thicket.
Thicket? Thicket. But I'm not sure if he knows that. He
Can
didn't have a
I
name.
can I say hello to him, or is he shy?
He's from the wilds, so I'm not really sure.
Well, so am I, so it's okay.
It's true. But use all
I
my
think-
spells talking to animals today.
It's
Well,
about at
no,
this
no.
point
On par.
that
That was Leah. That was his
you
Brightwing. That was
hear
Leah.
approaching footsteps. Vanna, we're just about to have dinner ready, so if you
Look
want
who
to
I
head back...
found!
Oh shit.
They're here. I'm assuming they're all here. Brightwing, are they all here? Are you all here?
Is everybody, like the whole gang, or
If you mean...
Wait.
Oh gosh.
waiting?
Is
Also,
it,
hi,
is,
hello again.
Is it-
Seraph.
is Eclipse here?
Eclipse is here, and so is Yasnip, and 2 others that are a part of.
Two
Our
others.
You got new people? That is very exciting.
Yes, they are very interesting people. One is an entertainer.
Like a bard? Do they play music?
I believe that is what you call them.
Oh, that is very exciting. I sing too, but I have been told that they sound like a dying crow.
Yes, quite consistently, actually. Dying
And
crow,
apparently,
I think
apparently is really good. It's a really good impression of a dying crow.
it is exceptionally spot fucking on. Like, it is
Oh,
unreal.
but they all went into the tree to talk to the.
Oh my god! See, when Seraph and I came here the first time, I stayed out here with the reed lappers too. I didn't want to go in.
The whole night, she stayed
The
out
whole
with
night
the
I
Red
stayed
Lappers.
out here with
The whole night.
milkweed.
Traveling with her was an absolute nightmare.
They all love me.
She smelled like a reed lapper for 3 days.
Oh,
I'm going to smell like a reed
I-
lapper for 3 more days.
Trust me, I'm aware and I'm preparing for that exact scenario.
you have not lost your sibling charm whatsoever.
It's only. I'm so excited I missed you.
Missed you too. I'm sorry, Sarah, if I did not. I know you left all of a sudden, and if we ever did anything to offend,
No, it's more like I'm not like the best at like saying goodbye forever, right? Or like at least for an elongated amount of time. So I decided to probably sit that one out.
When
Not
his
my-
goldfish
not my
died, he
best.
left for like 3 weeks.
Okay, we don't need to bring that shit up. That was literally like
this is Leah.
decades.
This is not
Like-
Brightwing.
Like, come on. That's low. That's low.
Well, no, I was really sad too, but okay.
Grief is a process that's individualized for the individual.
Exactly. Anyways, so
yes.
what? The rest of the group is just kind of hanging out over with the with.
Are they with
Rangers, or-
Solomon?
Is that his name? The
The bald one.
I assume yes.
Yes,
He's got
that is
hair that
Solomon.
kind of goes like. Whoop, whoop.
But he is
Yes,
bald here.
he had
It's very
that-
shiny.
Yeah, they're talking with Solomon.
Okay.
So that means it's probably important. So we'll probably just wait until they're done, and then we
That's-
can kind of, have our moment, right?
Yes, that is probably smart. Wait, can I say hello to Thicket?
Sure.
Okay.
I will cast. I'm pretty sure.
No. You don't need to cast anything, Brightwing. I will
Yeah,
just
I
say
will.
hello.
All right. I will walk up to Thicket.
Sable, I will say you have noticed, by the way, while you were playing, and in fact, at some point, Milkweed probably went to check out this newcomer, but you have noticed this odd young newcomer being
Actually, I am
Evaluate.
going to use a spell slot because I want to know how Thicket is doing. So,
okay.
Thicket, are
He
you all
pops
right?
up. He's kind of panting. He's been through quite a bit in
buddy.
recent, taking a small break. Yeah, Well, it's good exercise, at least.
Seems like very good exercise, yes.
I'm trying hard.
You're doing fantastic.
Thank
For
you.
someone of your size and age, you are doing very well.
Thanks.
This is my friend, who I did not expect to see here, but I'm very excited that they are here.
She wasn't with you before.
No, they were not, and I did not. They were here apparently, so now I know this is a good place because they were here.
Hi.
Hello.
Vana, you hear an otter squeak, basically.
She kind of squeaks back. She goes,
And it's been multiple months, so I can't remember, but animals and plants can understand you, correct?
yes.
Okay. All right, so you say hi back.
Hello.
He says hello.
I heard. A lot of you
Oh,
can
that's
speak
right.
to us, I guess.
She can't hear you, but she can talk to you, if I remember right.
Oh. He scuttles over, very clearly smells milkweed on you, like when a dog smells you when another dog has been near you. It's that situation, like where they get up to a spot and just keep sniffing that spot, like what is going on here? And then eventually figures out milkweed probably pops his head around.
This is milkweed. He's my friend.
Thicket kind of goes down, ears down a little bit, looks forward kind of in a submissive way. Milkweed sniffs him and then just licks the top of his head.
Oh.
Big old slobbery lick.
Oh.
And then sits back down next to you.
I think that is
Thank you for liking him, milkweed. That was very sweet.
He turns and licks you, same thing.
Thank you.
Milkweed, when we leave, do you mind looking after her? I guess we'll call you Ticket for now, unless you don't like that name.
I don't know if names... I mean, sure, that works, I guess.
But I don't... How are you all? What have you done for the last,
Well,
weeks?
since we left, we went back to Bragdale, and we've been
He
hanging
is
out
a
with
friend
Arthur.
there.
Yeah.
Yes, Arthur.
Arthur,
Yes.
right? The gun maker?
Yes, exactly. Although recently we've been working on a couple of new things that we've been very eager to try out. But in the meantime, I need to satiate the blind lust of my sister to come see Milkweed every now and again. So here we are.
I love milkweed. Plus, our home is very close to here, and I just wanted to see it. So
My home is on the other side of the mountains.
one day I would very much like to see your home. I feel like it would be as colorful as you, and I think that would be very exciting.
It is, I would not say as colorful. It's more, nature, tones.
Do you have any idea that? I mean, that's kind of her whole shtick. She just she would thrive immediately.
Let's
think
I
she
should
would-
take you to my home sometime. I won't right now, though.
Actually, are there any geese where you live?
Oh God, are there geese?
I have talked to a geese or two in my time, yes.
All right, so Vanna, here's how we're going to go about it. If we ever go with her, right, we're working on a new weapon. It's very long range, very effective. Should be
Okay.
more accurate as well. So, in the event, right, that we go, we see geese, I shoot geese.
I hate geese.
I would
hate
say,
geese.
Sheriff,
You don't
if
understand.
you want to enter my home, you
Mhm.
should know that they are not the most keen on technology.
But it's just the geese. It's just for geese. I hate geese.
Yeah, I mean we're ridding the world of its greatest scourge. Let's be real. Like
Why,
we're
geese
doing
are-
everyone this service.
Bright wing
alright.
geese have fucking teeth. Teeth.
Yes, and they are also made from the wilds, and they are part of the wilds, and they have a place in the wilds.
They're the most horrific creatures I've ever seen.
Alright.
And that's saying something. Because I've seen a lot of weird shit. I hate geese.
I do not need to know any deeper, I can tell.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
I can.
About the hunt. Yeah.
All right,
I don't
we're
know how
going.
long they. Yeah.
We're gonna leave your trio.
Keep talking about geese over
Yep.
here. You continue
We're gonna
over
leave
there.
your trio talking about geese. Head back to the inside of the Underbranch headquarters, and you guys,
So switch.
the rest of you, yep, including Aedwin, have been brought like a super basic meal. No vegetables for Brightwing because she's not here right now, but like super basic mutton vegetable situation. Few ales, basic ales, and eventually, midway through eating, another Raygrove halfling man, middle-aged, comes walking in the front door. Black hair, also dreadlocked down past his shoulders. Also green and brown clothes, but more of it seems like robes than the like leathered armor ranger garb that Solomon wears. Solomon, I understood that you were looking for me, and I see you have some people here to talk with as well. Yeah, well, I'll let them tell their story and see if you have anything to add. This new character walks over, sits down. My name is Brother Eri Jomal. It's good to meet you all. What is it you are here for?
Well, we're trying to get more information. We understand that you had dark crawlers, as you call them, attack and try to abduct one of your own.
That is correct.
We've had similar occurrences in other towns, Proward specifically, and we have hints of it possibly, but nothing confirmed in the city of Sawfell.
Was anybody harmed in these attacks?
In Proward, a number died.
I'm sorry to hear that.
When you dispatched the ones that were there, did they have anything with them? Any items?
Well, there was the circlet that they brought, but other than that, no.
You still have it.
We do, yeah. It is in our village for safekeeping. Why do you ask?
Well, they were involved with those in Proward as well. Only the ones that we found apparently don't work anymore. Kind of wondering if the one that you have still works.
We have not tried to test it. It seems to have dangerous magics, and we do not fully understand them. Do you know what they do?
They appear to be single use.
Well, the use of them when we saw them was to keep the kids that they took asleep. But somehow not hungry, not thirsty, just asleep. And they had them for a couple days at least in that state.
They had the children. So they do not seek to prey on these.
We're not entirely certain what it is.
That is odd and a bit unexpected. We thought they were trying to take easy prey. Why would they want to take a child and keep it like that?
Don't know.
It's also important to note, right, these creatures are not really vastly intelligent. but they're still able to somehow utilize these devices to do whatever it is they need to do. So there's a lot of moving parts to this that just don't seem to make sense yet.
I imagine it could be as simple as putting it on someone. We have not tried. Like I said, they seemed dangerous. We did not know what they would do.
Don't. Please.
I don't plan to, nor does our leader.
We spoke with Solomon, and he had mentioned that he didn't seem able to find one specific origin point of these creatures. Have you attempted any tracking of them, especially after the attack that you sustained?
Solomon looks over the birthing sites, as far as we know. Thinks what she's talking about.
Well, not even that, but like a place that they could be congregating.
A place that they could be congregating. I'm not sure I understand what you mean by that.
Well, I'm
A
assuming that.
hiding spot.
Yeah, someplace that they're hiding. We saw humanoid, like human-sized footprints in the area of one of these birthing sites, so we assume that there is some kind of mastermind puppeteer pulling the strings.
I did go with Solomon to one of these sites and saw that as well. We also sensed odd magics from another plane. Fey magics. We've sensed them throughout the wetlands over the past perhaps month, and there were some concentrations near this spot that I checked with Solomon, but this creature you speak of, I do not know how they would be involved. We don't know how they were made, only that, well, we don't even know why they came from there. The blight that we have been attempting to fight back and heal, it was also stronger there, so we do believe that there is a connection. And when the creatures came to Raygrove, there was blight. They left trails of it as well. I don't know if they are the cause entirely. Do you know more?
The creatures themselves emanate necrosis. They wither everything in their proximity, it seems. The more there are, the more it spreads.
Well, then it is possible that they are the source of the blight we are seeing around the wetlands, or it is possible that whatever is their source is the source of the blight.
Well, to gain some favor, I'm going to reach into my bag and pull out the mundane, quote-unquote, to our knowledge, circlet, and set it down. This is one that we recovered.
It looks the very same.
What can you tell us? And I hate to stir up old tales, but they seem to be more and more circumstantial. A lovely lady?
He kind of has a brief intake of breath and glances over at Solomon, who kind of raises his eyebrows slightly. You can tell there's a little bit of a disconnect on what people think about this. There is... I hesitate to call it tales, because when it is passed down from our elders, we take it to be truth, but nobody now has seen her except the elder, Gelda. But what our tradition says is that there is a shadow near the Brass Crags. It is sometimes personified, sometimes not. But when there is evil, when there are dark actions in the wetlands, this shadow is often credited with it. Many seed keepers believe it is a shape changer of some kind, and so it is difficult to pin down what it might be, who it might be. Some have mentioned, as you said, this lovely lady. The reports are that it is some kind of dryad-like woman, but whether there is power there, or whether it is a false appearance, we cannot know for sure. And well, I don't know if there is any involvement in the blight and the disease spreading throughout the wetlands. Some certainly have postulated that, but we have no proof. To be honest, besides the stories of our elders, we don't really have proof that she or it exists in any way.
As for the child that was abducted, did they state anything of seeing these creatures before, any time before the day that they had come?
Not before the day, no. It was a quick and clean attack, fortunately for us, on our side. We had no stories of these creatures anywhere nearby before it. Solomon had seen one out deeper in the wetlands, but none had come close. We believe the hot hearth tree keeps them away, mostly, but there seemed to be a reason
Hot
that it
hearth tree?
specifically. The hot hearth tree, yes.
Hard hearth.
It is a sacred place for the seed keepers. We bury our dead near it, under it, and it serves to grow the tree and protect us from dark magics. And I believe it has shunned away this blight, mostly, from Raygrove.
That could explain why that there was a delayed attack for this location.
Delayed?
Why they...
The attack on Proward, we expected them to be using the waterways to travel, and we thought that they would be coming from the mountains specifically. The attack on Proward was 2 weeks ago.
That was a good week before the one here, I believe. That is curious. Do you know if they are being created there as well, near Proward?
We can't deny that they are. We haven't seen any with our own eyes. These are the first that we've seen for the birthing sites.
Well, do you intend to go out and search for more, or are you just coming here to learn and then heading back?
No, the goal would be hands-on research. We just figured we'd pop in here on our way down from Sofeld before we went further in to see if you had had any additional information.
So you plan to go out there? Well, we certainly will, we wish you well. Whatever it is, we would certainly appreciate anything you learn, especially of the blight. We are trying to keep it back, to fight it back out of the wetlands, but it is only growing stronger, and it is difficult.
We have some information. There's a possible extract of oil that may help. It's not confirmed yet.
Understood. Can you describe?
It would be, I believe it's silver bark and purple leaves, correct? Silver bark, purple leaves. There's one in Proward that's trying to use the oils to push the blight back. We sent some to them a few days ago. We haven't heard anything since then.
Sounds like the duskleaf trees. We know of them.
You have some nearby.
I don't believe we have any growing in Raygrove, but I'm sure we could find some and supplant them here if it turns out to be useful, I will get somebody from our company on it.
Maybe worth it to send somebody by Proward, since that's where we're kind of expecting those results to come out.
Somebody is attempting some science there.
Yeah, Mama
Mother Mia.
Mother Mia, thank you. Mama Mia.
Here we go again.
Am I?
We are likely able to do something similar if we have not thought of that, but there are properties to that tree that could potentially help. We will look into it. I appreciate this very much.
Is there much you could do with a live specimen?
Of
The dark crawlers?
I don't know if I would want it here, but if there was one that we could evaluate outside of Raygrove, it would potentially be worth trying, yes.
Would you be willing to help us do that?
If you bring one close and let me know, I can see if one of our druids can help.
I think what I'm asking for is something a little bit more direct.
Specific.
Perhaps a trade,
Yeah.
and I'll tap the circlet.
You intend to use it?
On them, yes.
Roll a persuasion check, Yasnip.
Let's do it! Come on! That is a 21.
Woo!
Come on!
Charisma out the wazoo in this
I
group.
would
Rips.
need to speak to Elder Great Moon, but I sense that you are attempting good, and if this would help, if it would help what you are trying to do, it will help what we are trying to do. It certainly seems that way, at least.
Any possible positive word you could share would be greatly appreciated.
Will you be here in the morning?
Yes. Quite distraught as it is. I shake off a little mud.
Oh, I would have cleaned that off.
Prestidigitationed it?
Oh yeah, like on
Okay.
like immediately post
Okay.
thicket interaction.
100%.
Yeah.
There's a bit of little crumb left on Yasnip's
Yeah.
shoe. I will speak with the elder and bring back word tomorrow morning then, if that is all right.
I believe we're trying to stay the night at Peakshade.
That is, well, it makes sense. It is the nicest place to stay for visitors. I will go and talk with her now then, if that's all right.
Of course.
Could we reconvene with you in the morning?
Yes, I will be back here. I assume we all will. It's probably the best place to meet.
We meet you back here, yeah.
Yes, after dawn.
Okay.
Around
All
the
right.
others.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Other.
Sounds good.
The other.
True. All
Let's
right.
go tear Brightwing away.
You guys are
But
gonna
what
head
do
out?
you not like about geese? I just don't understand.
They
As long
are
as
Yes.
the
there's no other
worst.
Yes, Matt,
questions
we're
they
heading
have.
out.
As long as he doesn't have other questions, I think I'm good.
Have fun, Sean.
Solomon
It's
says,
gonna be tough. But
I'll be
regardless.
here if you guys need anything.
Thank you, Solomon. You'll know where to reach us if you have any questions.
Will
Appreciate
do.
that.
Rita's also very lonely since Theron's been gone.
I'm sure we could pay her a visit. Helps to get her word on what's going on that side of the wetlands every now and again.
She doesn't fully know the state of the world as it is. It might be worth filling her in a bit
Understood.
on that. We felt it would be better coming from a person that she knew.
Fair enough. I'll see
Also,
what I can share.
What was
What's
right,
that?
or no, Eclipse has just been quietly like eating between all the conversation.
Like that.
She's got like
Like-
a carrot and is just like.
Just like
All right.
Matt,
Yes.
is there military presence here?
Beyond the Rangers, who do certainly seem combat capable, no. You have not noticed any Ivory Guard.
Ivory Guard, yeah.
No. Anything like that.
Okay.
Anyone from the capital or seemingly in that direction. Everybody
Mm.
that you've seen so far seems to be local. You guys make your way out?
Yeah.
You make your way out, head
away.
towards the pen
Do
to
you
find
not like
Brightwing,
ducks? Or is it just geese?
No, ducks are fine.
and
just don't like
see her
geese.
talking to two figures. Yasnip and Eclipse, you would recognize both. Eowyn and Faye have no idea who these people are.
Great.
It really is just like a goose thing, to be fair,
Vana?
because like,
It's just
Eclipse!
Seraph,
oh,
where have you been?
there they
Oh,
are.
we've been around, but it's mostly just two places, so I guess not around.
I give Vana the biggest hug.
Hello.
And I pat Seraph on the shoulder. I
I
Oh, wait, you-
was same way.
you guys are near here, right?
Yeah.
So yes, we are from not Raygrove, but we are from the wetlands around Raygrove.
Okay, okay.
We're staying in Bragdale with our friend Arthur at the moment, just taking care of some stuff with him. And
But we're
Yeah,
visiting
you know.
my baby.
we had to come say
Oh.
hi to Milkweed. Because
This
it has
is
to be a weekly thing.
Milkweed.
You
She
all
just
see
is-
a big, slightly derpier reed lapper that is very
This is
friendly with
Milkweed.
Vana.
I'm like, is it like on the other side of the little fence thing or like the
Yes.
enclosure thing? So I'm like kind of crouched down a little lower, just hold out a hand to see if I can pet him this time.
Yes, he immediately comes up and just starts licking your
I
hand. He
give the
seems to
softest
get the
scritches.
the
and
signal
just-
from Vana that these are friends, and
Yeah. I give the
Faye,
softest scritches.
Eowyn, this is Vana and Seraph.
Hello.
Hello.
Greetings.
Hi. Can I say hello to Milkweed?
Yes, if you would like to.
Good. Like hold my little like knuckles out that way he didn't bite my fingers off. You know, like
yes. And after sniffing them briefly, he starts to do the thing where like the animal will slightly chomp on your fist, but not violently, just like trying to figure out what all this is.
Good.
It's covered in slobber.
it's perfect. This is
That's-
everything I wanted.
I would try to say that that'll come out, but it won't, so I'm not going to lie to you.
I'll pull my hand out and cast prestidigitation, and all the slobber will just
Oh
fall
my
off.
god.
She does that.
It's a
That's
very
the coolest shit they've ever seen.
Cleanliness is important.
Oh God. You know, honestly, never mind. It's fine. That's rude. Wow, this is wild.
Wow,
Was
it's
not
like a whole
expecting-
reunion.
Yeah, with the +2s, but you know,
Hey,
more the merrier.
that is fine. Hello, I am Vana.
My name is Faye. I
Faye.
think I encountered your friend shortly after you disembarked. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
I'm Edwin.
Eowyn,
Edwin, yes.
you are very tall.
You are very short.
Thank you.
For the record, so is Faye. She's about as
Yeah,
tall as
everyone
him.
is friggin' like me and Vana are here. Everyone else is up here.
Yep.
Oh god, Brightwing, we got no other people that were our height. Everyone is so tall.
Well, all these people are short. They are halflings, are they not?
Well, yes, but these people are tall.
A lot of people
Yeah.
from my place are
I
tall
mean, if you
too,
want,
so-
I can, you know, lob it off at the knee. If it makes you more
Oh my
comfortable.
god, why would you do that?
Hell.
Then you will have no feet.
But let's calm down. This is a me thing, alright? I don't need help lobbing off my own legs.
He
You
guys
couldn't
said
lob
all
the
the
legs off
time.
a troll. It makes you think you
Yes.
could lob them off of yourself.
So you
Because,
remember
like-
how you and Seraph would kind of bicker sometimes? They
Yeah,
have
I'm
the
noticing a
same
similar amount of contempt,
kinda-
actually. It's kind
it's-
of wild.
Are you
But
brother and sister too?
No.
Fuck no. Absolutely not.
That's the
No.
big
No.
difference between the.
Oh, they seem very offended when they asked that.
Yeah.
It's...
Are they an item? Is that what it is?
Maybe that's something that we can talk
No!
about separately. with-
Oh, that was
No,
Actually,
no, no.
actually, I don't know if I
Listen,
would have heard
listen.
that. Passive
Okay.
perception 12.
Yeah. I think that's something that we'll ask the group separate from Vanna, just so that we're
Okay.
aware.
Yeah.
Well, I was trying
There
to be
is-
sneaky and whisper.
Yeah, no,
Have-
it's okay. We'll get to it later.
Have you guys had dinner?
We were actually just about to go get some. Were you
We
all
were.
interested in perhaps joining us?
Yes.
Yes, let us
That'd
go
be great.
eat.
We never
Perfect.
had that dinner.
Right. Well, now's the time.
I thought it was supposed to be lunch.
Yeah,
Damn it.
food is food. It doesn't matter.
Food
I
is
love food.
You guys want to make your way to the Peak Shade?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. I would say Vanna. Well, Vanna probably sleeps in with milkweed most nights, but
Oh yes.
Seraph, you certainly know where it is, and you probably stay there. So you
I
lead them
would
to.
say on the
Uh-huh.
way over while walking, I'm like next to Vanna, and I'm like, Vanna, look, and I druidcraft.
I know. I've never been able to do it.
I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
And she does it back.
You guys make flowers for each other.
Yes.
Amazing.
I love all of this.
Sweetest beans.
Edwin just
Alright.
leans over to Seraph and goes like, was it really this way the entire time before you all left? The entire goddamn time, yes.
Yep.
The whole rest of the night. That.
All right. You make your way to this hostel. It is a sprawling set of buildings that are mostly started like a good 10-15 feet off the ground in the sides of these trees, and it kind of, there is a ring of trees that they're built into, and the floors sort of climb upwards, different rooms on different trees on different levels, all connected by flights of curving stairs, little rope bridges, and in one of the bottom main halls, what appears to be like a dining hall, tavern-esque sort of area with a few fire pits even, which is curious, in a tree. They seem to have it under control. And a Genasi, Earth Genasi woman seems to be running it. Mid-40s, gray skin, heavily braided dark brown hair, looks pretty sturdy. Comes over to you guys. Looking for dinner, or...
Yes, dinner for 7, if you wouldn't mind.
And some Ambasap ale.
Yes, please.
Ah! You looking for
Where
some
they're at.
Ambasap? Of course, I can
Please.
get you some Ambasap, yes. Anything particular you want for dinner?
Food.
Chef's
The-
choice.
The works.
Yeah.
Do you have a special?
We do. I will bring
What's
it for
that?
you.
Do
Yeah.
you have a soup?
Sure, I can do a soup as well, of course.
Just if you have one, because if you do not have one, I don't want to make it a thing.
Absolutely, no problem at all.
Okay, thank you.
We'll bring it out soon. Just pick a table. Any table's fine.
What is the layout of this place, Matt?
It's kind of a... It fills what would be one of these trunks, and is this sort of sprawling, kind of like low tables with low benches that are carved out of the tree, like naturally, both the tables and the benches. And then there are like little fire pits scattered around between some of them that are seem to be like within a hardened, non-flammable material of some kind that they
Mm.
built.
Matt, have you
for this purpose.
single-handedly just eliminated all corner tables?
Yes,
Damn
there
it.
are no.
No! Fuck! I was gonna
God
say
dang it!
one out of the way.
That's
Against
There
the
is-
walls.
There is one
Matt!
more towards the edge that would be less
Okay, good.
noticeable.
That one.
Okay,
The
good.
best
What the-
woods.
Anna's gonna walk in and sit smack dab at the center table.
I'm walking to
She's
the other
like,
one, I
"Look how
turn around, and I'm
pretty."
like, all right, sit down.
I will sit
The
down
rest of
next
you
to
join?
Amanda.
Yeah.
Okay.
What did
Not. It does not take long. I will throw this out there before you start
do
talking.
it?
So
Give
I
me
don't
the
have to
food.
interrupt
I need
you.
to know.
Yes. Yes.
Let's go.
Before she brings
Out of the
several
cookbook.
mugs carved from wood of what appears to be amber sap. It is and she probably explains a little bit of it if you ask, but most of you just find out. A fermented tree sap that is diluted with spring water. It tastes kind of like honeyed mead infused with pine. It's got a very fresh sort of flavor.
Is it
And
like
then-
Pine Sol?
No,
Like-
it's not like pine sol. It's much sweeter
Wow.
and not as alcoholic.
Okay, what I should have said
Well,
was,
not
does it
that
taste like Pine-
rubbing
does
alcohol
it taste
smell.
like Pine Sol smells? Is what I should have said. I have
That
not
sounds
drank
like
Pine
weed.
Sol.
If you put a bunch of
the
honey
record.
in some pine sol, it might be a little closer to that, yes.
Amazing.
That's my
Uh,
Smells very
favorite
Like
way
Pine
to
Sol
drink.
mead.
And there are a variety of food items. A lot of it seems to be hunted. And then there are a bunch of like tubers and vegetables and things also. The thing that she would highlight as the special and that is the most standout is the Ray Grove toast, which is like this
Ooh.
lambus-like biscuit that is kind of grilled in a bruschetta sort of way, topped with snails that are soaked in this hot spiced
Bruh.
butter with tomatoes and herbs.
I'm in. That sounds really good.
So it's escargot,
but
not
better.
bread.
But better.
Kind of, yes.
Yeah.
It's
I've never had
escargot, but-
escargot.
Shut up. That's cray cray.
Yeah. It's actually not that bad once you get over what it is. It's not that bad.
It's quite good, I think.
Yeah.
So,
What-
what have you all been up to?
I mean,
I'm
the
not.
the sneaky shits that we fought before, we were tracking them here. Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a lot of that. Well, other weird shit. There was a cat thing with whips on its back. That was weird. Yeah. Yasnip, can you?
I'll minor illusion what it looks like.
Have we seen these before, Matt? Okay.
That's weird.
It was weird.
Yeah, those seem not
They
friendly.
seem like they would not like me very much, and the only animal that doesn't like me is a goose.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, they were not very friendly. No. A tree attacked us? That was kind of weird.
A tree?
A whole
I
What
tree.
did you do
A
to
kind
the
of
tree?
We were on the river.
Okay,
oh, that
to be
was your
clear,
problem.
that was a sentient creature made of dead tree, like detritus. So
Oh, hold on. That is a whole different thing. I thought that the tree just
Okay.
uprooted itself and hit
no,
you.
no.
I mean,
Right. Yeah.
it
I
felt
mean-
like it did.
Oh, well.
Oh, it felt like it did to you, didn't it? Right.
from the shore.
No.
Well, I mean, the look of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know. It wasn't
That
very
was a weird
helpful. You did not
interaction
have
that
to
I'm
rub it
going
in
to
like
ignore.
that. Damn.
I apologize.
Please,
Realised as soon as I said it, might not come across the right way. That's on me.
Damn.
But
Alright.
also,
I don't
I
know.
did jump like head first into the thing. So I mean,
What do you think that
Literally
was very
straight into
smart?
the thing.
Your decision, first of all.
That's
Second of all, I
pretty
threw you a
smart.
rope. You chose not to take it.
Wow, Brightwing, do you deal with this every day? This is crazy.
Frankie's just drinking. Just watching everybody. She just is just.
You know, I'm impressed that you all managed to find a reasonably sized asshole to replace me. I'm
Oh, it is not a
You know.
replacement.
Never.
No, I mean, I'm
I mean,
doing
any connections you want
simple
to make
math.
between the two of you and the two of them, that's your own.
That's fair. Yeah, I guess so. You're not
I
wrong
don't
about
know.
that.
I don't think anyone is quite like me.
I'm
True,
inclined to
you
agree.
are pretty unique.
Yes.
It was absolutely not a replacement.
No.
No.
You two have
How could
always
you?
been welcome.
How could you replace me? I am so special and fun.
Yes. And again, we definitely wouldn't have been able to find what we found without you.
Oh, druid tracking.
It's
Yeah.
true,
Very
yes.
smart. Very smart.
But now, Brightwing, you can do it too, I guess, right?
But
You
she
can-
couldn't. She couldn't though.
She couldn't before, but now she can.
Though yes, the
Yes.
wild
You stepped
the
up your
wilds
game.
blessed me with it, so yes. But
I
I'm
want-
still working on it.
I want to meet the wilds. Can I meet the wilds, or is it more like a? Ooh.
I think it is more like a concept, really, rather than like
Okay.
a.
Well, the wilds do talk to me.
All
just
right,
in
I'm going
ways
to shut
I-
my mouth.
In dreams and in nature itself.
See, that is very cool. That is like the Shriff. But I
You
knew
can-
them.
If you ever want to listen, I'm sure you could be able to feel them. They are all around. Easier to feel out here.
I wonder if the wilds. I wonder. See, I wonder if you and I have the same kind of thing with nature, but yours is the wilds and mine is just the Shriff. I wonder if it is the same thing.
I'm sure the wild show itself in people in different ways.
That's what I am thinking.
So what are your plans? Going back to
Before you
Brent?
answer that,
Oh.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Did you, the main group, go over all of the creatures that you fought, or just the ones that you hit on?
Just the ones I
Like-
hit on.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, continue.
Sorry,
Well,
you
damn
said
it.
hit on, but like
Hit on. I was like,
Jesus, come
I
on,
missed that
guys.
troll too many times. Obviously, I didn't bring it up.
How you doing, shambling man?
Fuck's sake.
how you doing?
How's it going?
Well,
Ah!
Go
you
here
know,
often?
we came for. Uh,
this is the dating sim everyone wanted.
Monster Pro.
Scott, my beloved.
I'm sorry, what was the question? I got lost.
What are your plans? What are you doing?
Well, we're probably heading back tomorrow morning.
Yes, to Bragdale.
Yes, going to get back with Arthur, keep working on our project, and hopefully deploy within the next couple of weeks. But for the
keep-
time being,
I keep trying to convince Arthur for me to bring Milkweed back with me, but
not
Arthur does
only
not like that.
not only would Arthur not like that, Bragdale wouldn't like it,
No,
and the
neither
Raygrove
would-
most certainly would not like it.
Yes, and neither would Milkweed, so I leave him here because this is his home, and he needs place to run free.
Oh dear lord.
How did you meet Milkweed?
Oh, well, you see, because I said that we are from here, right?
Mhm.
So when Seraph and I left our home for the very first time, we stopped in Raygrove first. And
We
so
were
that's-
already heading east, and so we stopped in Raygrove, and they were like, "Hey, we can get you to Bragdale a lot faster and get you out of the swamp. We have these things called reed lappers."
and I was like, oh my
and,
god, what is a reed lapper? And then I met Milkweed.
It,
You're
it
from the
was
wetlands,
love
right?
at first sight.
I am from the wetlands, but I did not go very far within the wetlands.
Do you know of a Mergilla?
Do I, Matt?
You're muted.
You're muted.
Oh, Sable, you've been all choppy again.
I know it's because my computer is low on battery. Let me get
Oh,
the
no.
charger real
No,
quick.
no. Okay.
Oh,
go for
no.
it.
Hold on.
Do
The
the thing.
wilds are slow.
The wilds come in their own time.
They do. They do.
They show themselves in mysterious ways.
Mm.
Their wonders do
Uh,
perform.
I will reiterate it for Sable when they get back, but neither of you have heard that name before. If you want to.
That doesn't ring any bells per se.
What was the other one? The lovely lady?
Mhm.
Lovely lady was the second, yeah.
The lovely lady was the one that was what Frida referred to her as.
Seraph, roll a history check.
Find that character sheet.
Oh, trust me, it's been here.
He's got at least 4 of them.
Mm.
Okay, I'm back.
Sable, roll a history
Heyo.
check.
Roll. Oh, I get to roll. Oh shit.
Yep.
Wait, am I rolling at level 3 or level?
Level 3.
Okay.
Let
You
me
haven't
see
been through the
here.
mud like we have.
They have not fought a bunch of things. Nope.
That's a natural one.
Oh, sad.
Too
Matt,
excited.
I would.
Some of life's best lessons are learned at the worst times.
Nope, never
The
heard of
damn
it.
soliloquy!
I would like to use my thingamabob, if you recall.
Okay. Yeah.
I have no idea what that is.
I forgot you were doing that.
I can tell you. I can
Um,
tell you about every kind of mushroom, but I don't know what that is.
It's 26 total.
Oh!
Yes.
Whoa!
Sheriff's been keeping all the rolls, man. Holy
goodness.
shit.
Telling you, man.
It's a sign.
Well, Seraph was a better roller than Adrian, that's for sure.
It's not.
Until the last combat he was in, Matt.
Well, yes, that's a fair point.
That was the torch passing. Here, you can keep
Sarah.
this. Just fucking dip.
You, unlike your sister, had made your way out from your home area several times throughout your growing up and come across a number of tales from locals here in Bragdale. You have heard of the lovely lady, and I would also say that you would recognize a connection to tales and lore from your people as well, who have talked very similar to what brother Airy explained about what his people believe. It's very similar stuff is what your people have recognized or would believe about that name.
Matt.
Odd, dark power, specifics unknown, potential changing forms. And then you would also be familiar with like the wives' tales of the lovely lady. Kids should stay home and be safe and things like that.
Matt.
Yes.
Does that mean that I do know who that is? I just don't recognize that name.
Well, you also would recognize. I would say, here's what I'll say. When Seraph kind of recounts, which I'm assuming you would,
Yeah.
Okay.
his understanding of that, it connects to tales and stories that you know from your family, your mom, under different names that you would recognize the concept of the lovely lady.
Okay.
The first name they asked about were Gilla, you have not heard, and Seraph has not heard. But the rest of the stories you recognize.
Okay, cool.
Well, when I was making my travel outside of our home, I certainly made the connection. Our people, the Shriff, we have stories, and they very much so closely align with the tales of the lovely lady. So we can at least corroborate the story, right?
Yes. She is definitely something that I have heard of. Growing up, this sounds very Seraph of me, but growing up, I kind of thought it was fake. I kind of thought it was more like, because it was just Seraph and I, and we were the two children of the Shriff, and I figured that Our mother just did not want us wandering off into the woods, but I suppose if it is, so heavily reverberated through communities, perhaps there is some legitimacy to it.
There is truth in most stories.
The
Especially when
weird,
passed down from generations.
that weird mushroom thing that we fought. The weird thing that mentioned
The purple
Margilla.
one?
No.
Oh.
It was red. It was weird.
You mean the red cap?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those little buggers. What about him?
So they mentioned Margilla. Have you guys seen anything like that around here? Or was that farther upriver? Downriver, I guess?
Well,
Sure,
we've
sure.
mostly been staying in Bragdale. This is actually our first time out of the city since, so we haven't really seen anything quite like that.
Not recently, anyway.
Be very
I don't-
careful of the rivers.
What?
Yeah.
There's been some weird things. We got attacked by a large tentacle creature as well.
Oh my god.
Want to
That
stay away from
thing-
those.
Was terrible.
Maybe it is a good thing that they didn't stay with you. I've been jumping into rivers constantly.
That's
Yeah.
kind of exactly the point.
Yeah,
right? I mean, that's
it-
why
It was
Like-
helpful.
I
it
jumped
was
into the river.
until you,
Seraph,
It was like one
Yes.
time.
when Yasnip says that about the tentacle creature,
Hmm.
you get this odd chill in the back of your neck, and hear in your mind,
What?
and then it shakes off. It was like
Oh, that's right. You have
something
Bane
was
shit in the
triggered
back
in
of
your
you, and I
mind.
forgot about that. That's a thing
Yeah,
you
got-
do.
Yeah, I guess I should mention for Faye real quick.
That's true. Meg
Yeah,
does not know what
cool.
Seraph
Thing you
or
have.
Ivana look like.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
yeah, so Seraph has this kind of,
Been so long.
is
he
it
has
like
to look at a
pale
picture.
turquoise
I know, right?
skin?
Yeah.
With like this long dark green hair.
Muted.
Yeah,
I have a
water
picture.
genasi. You're
Yeah.
also muted. And a little bit of scruff around the chin, wearing this long trench coat, very piratey looking attire. Aside from these two rods that appear to stick out of his back above each shoulder blade. And in them is this little rotating pink crystal that appears to be glimmering this faint pink light.
That's terrifying.
And then Vana looks a
Oh.
lot like Seraph. I posted a picture of art
Oh,
like, a while
yeah.
ago, and Spectator
Post
should
me
post.
too, because I
Um,
don't have it.
I don't know if I have yours. I'll find it.
Fuck. It's
I have the one that I made.
There we go.
there you go.
Oh, that's cool.
Yay.
But Vana is pretty short. She's like 5'3". She's like
Like
she's-
my
she's-
real height.
Yeah, like my real height as
Yeah.
well.
I'm only
She's-
tall in D&D.
She's actually darker skinned than Seraph is. It's not even darker skinned, it's that there's more life to it, I guess. It's just more rich of a
Mhm.
color. But their hair is about the same color. But she is dressed very differently than Seraph. She's wearing these like linen muslin robe things. It's just fun fact for everyone, she's gained like a weird string of colorful beads that she's picked up from Arthur. She has that. She found a feather one time that's on the end of that string because she missed Brightwing, so she has this little string of beads and a feather. But that's about her. She's not wearing any shoes.
That tracks.
She never has worn shoes. She's not wearing any. And she
Barefoot,
smells
let's
horrific.
go.
She
Barefoot
smells
booties.
terrible.
I
That's it.
know.
She smells
It's
so
bad.
bad.
It's real
Earthy.
No. Like
Earthy is
Lapper.
anyway.
Oh.
Like
Yeah.
Reed
Well,
Lapper.
Brightwing
It's
smells
like
We've
Reed
Reed
Lapper
also
slobber
spent the
and
last
fur.
like 4 hours traveling with a reed lapper, so it's probably like a little nose blind.
Yeah.
I'll give you the
Oh,
benefit of the
That might
doubt.
happen.
That's probably true.
Okay.
It's
Uh,
entirely
so,
yes.
possible.
Appearances described.
There you go.
Seraph, you have that odd.
Have you guys gotten a description of Faye? Did you track that? So she's really tall, like 5'11", 6 foot, somewhere in there. She's very pale, like hair so blonde it's almost white. Gray eyes, very dark, like eye makeup, and then dark leather armor, fairly tight-fitting clothes that like kind of flare around like the wrist and like ankle, and then a very dark like purple cloak. And she's got a rapier and a on her hip and a lute on her back.
Can you
Yeah.
just do me the favor of describing that creature a little bit more?
Large skeletal humanoid body, and long arms, and I don't remember how many tentacles. Was it 4?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yes, it was 4.
Heels in the neck, stone on the forehead.
Didn't Adrian get a piece of it to scan it or
What am I
whatever?
doing?
I got a
Minor
nubby. I got a
illusion.
tentacle nubby.
Oh,
Just
You got a
suddenly it just
nubby?
Clicks.
I got.
minor
I
illusion
specific.
stuff.
I ask for a piece of everything, Matthew.
Oh
I have a list
you
in my
did ask for a
inventory.
piece of the tentacle. Yeah, you asked for a piece
I
of the
got
tentacle.
one.
I remember.
Oh
that.
yes, a suction cup. Yes,
Yes,
that's right.
she asked
I
for
was
a
like,
suction.
nubby. What does that mean?
It's in
Yeah.
my inventory as
but
suction
you,
nubby or
Questionable.
something
you
like that.
minor
Um,
illusion.
Yasnib, you minor illusion it?
Yeah, suddenly there's just like a brain piff. I'm like, what am I doing? And I'll just minor illusion what it looks like.
Yeah, Seraph. When he does that, you feel this piercing, sharp pain in your skull when you see it. It is like a scream in your head so loud that it's painful. It is sharp and instantaneous, and then it's gone.
Does Seraph react to that?
Oh yes, quite visibly.
Okay.
Are you
I'm
okay?
okay.
Vana,
Yeah.
that's it.
That's what?
That's it?
That's it. That's it.
That's
Okay.
it.
I have no doubt.
I mean, we
It has to be.
We killed it.
You did?
yeah,
I got a piece of it.
pain in the ass, but yeah.
Are you sure?
I don't know if they found the same one. There could be more. It's
Okay.
can't rule out the possibility.
It was in the river on the way here.
It was in the
Yeah.
forest near the trees, near the silver trees.
Can I do an insight check on Seraph?
You're
Muted.
muted.
I made it. This episode
Oh.
better be titled "You're Muted." That's
Roll an insight check, Franklin. Seraph, if you're trying to hide anything, hide your reaction and all, you can roll for it. But if not, we'll see what the check is.
19.
Okay, what would she notice?
Well, she would notice that he's about to spill, but a lot of visible disdain, and it seems like he's processing a lot and trying to, like, piece together a lot of things that have kind of happened.
Seraph. May I have a private word before?
I guess.
Just a moment. Walk outside.
Get up, walk outside.
Okay, you can step. There's not that many people here, so you could step like to an edge where there are not people, or you could step outside.
I have a feeling what you might be out to.
Do you want us
Yes.
muted?
yeah. Do you want us to
That's up to you.
lap? Shwa.
Matt, you muted again, but it's okay.
Gosh darn it! I'm trying to let you guys have your stuff.
That's
Okay, well everyone's taking them off at this
Yeah.
point. We'll just go
It's
with
okay.
Do it.
that. Vana, you don't have to.
You know. During that battle, right before, I have the ability to save a life without healing. I did this ability on you, and I am sorry that I was not able to do that.
Well, it's not your fault, and I'm also not genuinely surprised by this.
Because you are not alive?
I was gonna get to that.
I thought you might. I just wanted to make sure you were okay before.
Well,
This does not seem like a topic one has over dinner lightly.
no, but it seems important. It seems
Okay.
like it might be related, so.
I'm so
I'll give it
sorry
a
I
shot.
did not recognize it before. I should have.
It's not a problem. I do a pretty good job of hiding it.
You might want to eat every once in a while. And sleep.
Sleep is for the weak. And he goes ahead and starts walking back inside.
Okay, they come back in.
So,
Yeah, so I mean, I guess this is the fun part, right?
Well, not really. I wouldn't really call it the.
No, I guess you're right. Well,
Oh, it was
Before-
sarcasm. I understand now.
yeah, that's yeah. Before Vanna and I left home, I frequented the outside world, and I met Arthur, and he helped me make Bloodlust, you know. But
Does Faye look at him like that?
yeah.
oh, and I go ahead and take out the pepper box and just kind of set it on the table. And you see this, I mean, it's a pretty standard looking pepper box, aside from right at the end of the handle, there's this curved sort of blade
Mm.
that kind of curves up.
Faye and Edwin would both recognize this kind of weapon.
Yeah, we've seen a weapon,
Yeah.
like a
Yes.
firearm.
Yep.
He helped me make it, and I brought it back home. And Vanna was not a particular fan, and because breaking away from tradition, not introducing.
We
these
had a
sort of-
stupid argument.
Yes. And the aftermath of that argument had me leaving home.
He
Stormed
was
off.
gone for days. Longer
was
than he
out.
should have been.
Was this
I-
before or after you had met this group?
Before.
Before. This was all before. And I walked into the swamp, and I thought about everything, and I was coming home to make my amends. And the last thing I remember is a shock of pain across my entire body, and then darkness. And
I'm
then-
assuming I found his body later that day.
Body.
He was dead. Most unarguably. I don't know how he's alive now. I'm assuming it was something that I did.
It was. It felt like a helping hand piercing through the endless darkness that drug me back into the world.
But his death was strange. So our people, the Shref, when they die, we have a grove of trees, and when they die, a new tree sprouts. And their souls are immortalized, basically in a line of communication through these trees. And there was not one for Seraph. One did not grow.
How many people are around, by the way, Matt? Like inside the tavern?
There's probably 2 or 3 other groups that are dispersed 30 feet away from you.
Okay.
Out of low talk earshot.
Gotcha.
But when I went looking for him, when he did not come back in a couple of days, longer than he normally would have been gone. And when they found him in the river, and brought him back home, I just remember screaming and crying, and then suddenly he woke up.
But that was different. And
Paler.
I go ahead.
Hey, Matt. What do I know about undead?
What do you know about it?
Mm-hmm.
Roll a nature or arcana check, your choice, and the skill you choose may affect the answer you get.
Okay. I'm gonna pick nature, and that would be a 21.
You know that there are sometimes odd things that happen with whether it be spirits or rogue magics, otherworldly creatures that may cross over. You would have stories of all of that kind of stuff from within your people. It's not something you've witnessed, and it's not something you know to be common. And it's something that could potentially come about in a lot of different ways.
And he goes ahead and kind of pulls the jacket ever so slightly down his arm and rolls up the sleeve of his shirt, and you see across the front of his shoulder and down his arm a little bit just layers upon layers of fungus and mushrooms and other various things of that nature. I'm still not entirely certain what this all is or entails, but what I did know is that it hurt like all hell. And then I realized that my body, despite being up and moving, was slowly decaying.
Is it still?
Not thanks to these. And I hit the rod on my back. We went to Bragdale, back to Arthur, because I figured if anybody could help me, it would be him, and we worked for days non-stop to try and see if we could find a way to either halt or at least slow it down as much as we could. And so we performed a very risky surgery.
It was the most horrific thing I've ever seen.
Implant these into my body, and with this crystal on the inside, it helps prevent me from becoming dust, I guess.
So
That
before,
is why
yeah,
it did not work.
Aedwin at this point, after hearing the story, is going to immediately divine sense.
Oh,
You're muted.
oh,
Matt, you're
you
muted.
get to do it this time.
God
Gosh
damn
darn
it.
it.
Sean, you're so crazy. You're like, I'm gonna divine sense myself.
Yeah, you define sense.
How meta!
You'd have done it anyway. Let's be
He would
real.
You
know,
know
yeah.
what
You
Aedwin
totally done it
receives.
anyway.
So you're not undead, but you're adjacent to it.
He is of a half-life.
Or
That's the best way to
unlife.
put it.
No, he's more half than on.
Normal healing from my means would not work on him.
Sometimes it does,
Just
but I think
depends.
when I'm closer to the dead side of things tend to have a bit less effect. So that's part of the reason why I decided to go with the whole bang bang route, because I wouldn't
not
be
get
up in front of the
close.
action. I would be able to stay away and preserve whatever it is that I've got. And then, of course, everything went to complete hell. So,
Did it get worse after we did that?
no. Well, I admittedly had to replace the crystals a bit sooner than anticipated, but, you know, despite
Let's
that,
just say
they're still functional.
Yeah, let's just say that that is one of the reasons we left.
I mean, that's totally fair.
I don't think I have truly slept in months, probably.
Yes, it was what, 2-3 months ago?
It was that soon.
Yes.
Yes, it was. We left.
And that has already progressed that much.
Well, like I said, it is tremendously slowed down. You should have seen what there was before. I mean, it was a disaster. But
He
it
has
wasn't
no
the-
toes on his left foot.
I
None.
let's calm down. All right, it's not
Look
that
under the
serious.
table.
I'm wearing
They're
shoes,
boots.
but it's
I was
fine.
gonna see if they were different sizes.
He has toes on his left foot, but he only has 4 of them.
Vanna,
Is that true?
So that's why. The
no,
practice
it
was a
is
little
not
off.
true.
It's
And-
not
I'm
true.
inside
fucking
checking.
with
I'm
you.
inside checking. I'm not saying it's true. I'm inside
Roll an
checking.
insight check.
Fucking goddamn it!
Oh, that's not very good. Only a 14.
It's
It
not
could
true.
be true.
God.
It's not.
Wait,
true.
did you
Alright.
say it's true, Matt?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
So, yes, one of the reasons why we left home was because I needed to find a way to survive, because I was dying rapidly with what life I had left. But
The other is more of my reason. As I have said before, we are part of a druidic people called the Shref. And we have our grove of our spirit trees. Once all of this happened with Sheriff, I couldn't talk to them anymore. I could not feel my mother, my family. I could not feel anyone within the wetlands. It was silent, and it was not just silent, it was alone. Normally I feel the presence of every creature, everything, every spirit that moves through, but it was so horrifyingly lonely. And I wanted to know what had happened to my wetland, to my swamp. It was really scary too, because it was just me for some time, where Seraph was off on his adventures, because the way that the sheriff works is that we die not so young, but not so old. And my mother had, our mother had died shortly before he had left. And she was the last one that was left with us. And so it was just me and her spirit and the spirit of my other family members. But when I could no longer talk to them, when I no longer felt that they were even there, I knew something was wrong.
The entirety of her home was changed by something.
It was
And
different.
Whatever it was.
Did anybody else notice the difference?
It was just me and Seraph.
So no one else is there. It's just you?
There's no one left. It's just us.
Our family at the sheriff is almost entirely female. And what we do is we are from all sorts of backgrounds and people. We had elves and humans and all sorts of creatures and beings. You go to the sheriff. The sheriff is a community of druids that are on different kind of level with certain things. Seraph and I never knew our father, but it was kind of rare to have couples within the sheriff. In fact, it was unheard of. And our mother never did much advertising, so it was just me and Seraph for some time. But the trees are still there, and I wish I could talk to them and find out what was going on, but it
Our
has been
people
silent.
are still alive, just in a different way.
Yes.
And it would bring us great joy to be able to go back and speak with her again. But
the blight, if it reaches that,
it could jeopardize everything.
I know of a spell. I am not able to do it yet. I've been trying, but it's able to bring back life to land. But I don't think it would very much work until this light is taken care of.
I almost don't know if it is dead land. It more feels like it is asleep.
Even still, I think before we could wake it up, we have to take care of that first.
Okay.
But when we do, I promise I will help.
Thank you.
You all are doing what I could not bring myself to do. And for that I am eternally grateful. And all I can ask is that you save our home.
this life's not for everybody. We'll do what we can.
You promised to show me your home anyway. I would like to see it in its full colors.
Yeah.
I would love to show you it when it is okay, and when you can talk to my mother and the rest of the staff.
Could be a little
Okay.
cleaner, but you know. Take what you
Oh,
can get.
okay. Whose fault is that?
I walk around with boots. You walk around barefoot. I feel like there is
Yes.
a very distinct.
And you bring
What is wrong
outside
with
mud.
barefoot?
I'll lean over to Eowyn and be like, and they think we bicker.
Honestly, like this is fucking
And
ridiculous.
you bring outside mud into our beautiful, beautiful home, and you disrupt the ecosystem. How do you think the worms feel? They feel like they have foreign, exotic food, and they are confused.
I bring
I don't
different
think they
mud
worms.
into this swamp, and all of a sudden I'm disrupting the entire fucking ecosystem. I'm not entirely sure that's how it works.
I think it is.
I'm going to have to agree with Seraph. It is
No,
nature
Brightwing.
is pretty powerful.
Shh, shh. It's
Hey,
okay.
Seraph. Hey, Vanna. Hey, Vanna.
Yes.
Vanna. Get
Yes.
fucking dunked on.
Ah! You are so mean to me. I brought you back to life, you bitch.
I brought you here to see Milkweed. We're even.
You did.
No,
That is really true.
No, that sounds fair. That sounds fair.
See.
Okay, well, yes, I would love to bring you back to our home. It is very humble.
That's okay.
Raygrove is exorbitantly fancy compared to it.
I
You
mean,
should see where I grew up.
yeah. Everybody's is a little different. I don't think that's
Have you
anything
all
be
been to
ashamed
Bragdale? It is
Did
the
I?
ugliest place I've ever been to.
It is not that bad.
It really is. I'm sorry, I just thought of it because it is so ugly, and it is covered in rocks and grossness, and it's all
Rocks are a part
gray.
of nature too.
No,
I don't
they're
like
like
trees.
chiseled rocks. They're like bricks. It is the worst.
It is stone.
Is the future
Yes.
of our society.
That is the
It is a
worst.
center of innovation and knowledge.
God, you are so you, Seraph.
Thanks, I guess. It's nice to have my own identity.
This is why.
Yeah,
This
sit
is why
down.
Mom doesn't fucking love you.
This is why Mom stopped talking to you.
So funny because I'm the one with the gun too.
Oh my god, I need that meme so bad, but with Seraph and Vanna's faces on the other two people. This is why Mom doesn't love me.
Sorry,
Oh my
the
God.
opportunity was there and I took it.
That's fucking amazing.
Oh my god.
That's not what she actually says. She's just
I hope
like
not.
mumbles
Oh
over
my
inspiration.
What was your mother's name?
Our mother's name?
Yes.
Pause while I go to the notes.
It's
Same.
been a little while.
We have to ask. We have to know.
We haven't asked
In the
anyone's
meantime,
mother's
I
name,
have
to be fair.
demolished most of this food.
Perfect.
Good job. Good
Sean,
job.
do you have the lore document?
Ketra.
Ketra.
Was it
That's
Ketra?
what it was. Yeah, it was Ketra.
Yeah,
God.
Ketrah.
Yes, it was Ketra. It was Ketra.
Mhm.
Ketra.
Wow. Does it mean anything special?
It was her name.
Mm.
I never really knew anything about them. Names were kind of insignificant to the Shrif. We were all Shrif to each other.
Mm.
Except for me and Seraph, because we were babies. So
Well, yeah, so we'll be going back to Bragdale. We're going to be staying with Arthur. If you end up dropping by town, look for Arthur McAllister. He's a rabbit folk.
he is so cool.
He is a hoot and a half, I'll say that.
He's a hoot and a half.
Hoot hoot.
Oh, wait! He is Daisy's, not Daisy. Yes, Daisy. Daisy?
Yeah. Daisy.
Daisy.
Cold, right?
He is Daisy's uncle.
Yeah.
Wait,
Oh.
like actually?
Yes!
Like actually, yes.
The Hoppercross's.
Yes, the Hoppercross's
Relative?
uncle. Yes.
Wow.
very cool.
What?
We actually ended up going to Proward on an errand for him.
Yes, he was
That's the whole reason why we
delivering.
were
Yes,
there.
we were bringing them
Oh.
presents.
Oh,
As
Yes.
well
What a
as
world.
a brand new innovation that may actually help prevent bad harvests. Something that actually preserves
Really?
crops. Yeah, that's why we were actually going, but the gifts certainly help.
Oh, see, I was so focused on giving the children presents, I didn't even realize.
Of course. Yeah. So it is the latest development. It's based off of these. We use this as the foundation to create that, and then dropped it off at Proward. I certainly hope at least now it's going well. It's mostly a test drive, but we've yet to hear back. I guess from all the chaos, it's hard to communicate.
Yeah, it's a lot's happened. Yeah. We don't need to worry about it right now. But
Right.
A lot's going on. Right. Wow,
it
that's
is
crazy.
getting late.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably about time for you to go to sleep, huh, Vanna?
What, do I have a bedtime now?
I don't know. You usually go to sleep around the same time every night. I'm just
That is
pointing
really
out that-
true, and it is
Yeah.
way past.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
we should meet up for breakfast for tomorrow before you head out and we head out. Or are you leaving
Well,
that early?
Seraph wakes up very, very early.
Seraph
Like
doesn't sleep.
atrociously early.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm
I
pretty
know,
sure Seraph
which
also
is-
just doesn't sleep.
Yeah, so he wakes me up at like 4 in the morning. It's like, we have
It's
to go see
not-
Arthur.
Or it's closer to like 5:30. Look, the problem is we're
Crack
going to have
on.
to head out relatively early in order to get back to Bragdale. We want
Okay.
to try and catch at least the fastest cart that we can out of town. But
Well,
we may
Oh.
be able to see you tomorrow morning. It just kind of depends on the timing.
Crater's not with us right now, but I will tell him that you said hi, Vanna.
Wait, who, Jess?
Crater?
The worst.
Can I get a sound clip of just that sound, please?
Yep.
We were so quiet for it too. It's perfect.
I will say around that time, the proprietor of the place comes by, brings you another round of drinks, unless you refuse them,
Oh,
and you
Yeah, we'll probably just kind of.
have maybe another half hour before everybody heads off. Is there anything anyone wants to do? I'm sure you
I will
exchanged some
just-
other stories.
I do.
Yeah.
I
first.
would give Vanna, because I know of her collectioning stuff, one of the Displacer Beast Claws.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
So I will
That's
give her
sick.
one.
Woo!
I'm gonna
You-
stand up and pull out like my lute as you're doing that, and kind of start like strumming along a little bit, and I'll walk over to Vanna and I'll just say, "Our friends have told me so much about you."
About me?
Yeah.
not about
yeah.
me. It's all about you.
Yeah.
don't
No,
think
I
I'm very
mean, Seraph
exciting.
Seraph too, but you, I think, are very special to them. So, since having met you, and please forgive the brevity of this, but I kind of put a little something together for you, if you don't mind.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, this
yeah.
is going to be fun.
So
That
I'll,
is so sweet.
yeah. So, I'll kind of like start plucking, like almost like a banjo. So like very like folk sounding. So I wrote a little song. All
I'll
right,
follow up with bouncing the heel on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Perfect.
So.
Seraph, Seraph, come dance with me.
Maybe. Let's hear the tune first, and if it's
Eclipse!
justifiably kick-ass, then yes.
Eclipse.
I will dance with Vanna.
There you go.
100%.
See, that's what I was setting up for.
I dance with Vanna.
Okay. So yeah, it starts off with like a little banjo twang, kind of thing, as best you can do on a lute. But I'll just sing like, "Here's to you, our dear druid friend. We all miss you more than you will know. Whoa, oh, oh. Wow." I'm losing my voice. "Wilds bless you, please, our dear Vanna friend. Our holds hold a place for you to stay. And hey, hey, hey." So yeah, that's it. It was
I
just
will say, Brightwing tries to clap along, but it's out of rhythm.
Oh,
100%.
100%.
yes, yes,
They give a little
Vanna,
spin at the end.
yeah.
Yes, Vanna cannot sing, but she's a pretty good dancer.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Megan can't sing, but Faye can.
It was beautiful.
You're muted, Matt.
That was
God
so
damn
sweet
it.
of you.
Roll a
We should
performance
have a
check
shot
with
every time.
advantage.
Performance
Yes.
check with
Advantage.
advantage.
Uh-oh. Are you still here, Meg?
Uh-oh.
She made it through it though.
She'll come back.
Oh no!
Give it a sec.
She was so good that everything
That was so good.
My sound and audio and video is cutting in and out. What was that, Matt?
Well, you're okay now, it seems. Roll a
Yeah, it
performance
just-
check with advantage.
With advantage. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's a natural 20.
Elfie.
Oh my! For a total of
26.
okay. So I'm going to say that
Wow. It was a natural
Uh,
20 and a natural 1, by the way.
Wow. Holy shit.
I'm going to say that everybody, for whatever use it is in the next 10 minutes, will get a bardic inspiration die from that, and Meg, you take a DM inspiration
Hey.
from that.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
yay.
All right.
That's
Wow.
like,
But yeah, near the end
I
of
will
clips like gives
say-
you a spin and bows.
She curtsies.
when
Mm.
Sable or Vanna, I would say that you are relatively impressed by the like grace and seeming highbrow ability of Eclipse's dancing. Whatever that means to you.
She fancy.
Seraph leans over to Yasnap and just goes, "So, before we actually ended up leaving, Vanna was talking about how she really wanted to find a girlfriend, and so it's just fun that this is like a thing that's happening, I just think it's neat."
Facts.
Eclipse, you are such a talented dancer.
I can see what you mean.
Thanks, I
Yeah, I-
really don't get much chance to use it.
Her face is like
that's
bright red. Except she's green, so it's like, whoo.
Yeah.
She's like,
woo.
It's like, yeah, you are also a really
does
good
Eclipse
dancer.
blush?
thank you.
Can
She's so
Eclipse blush?
fucking dense. She has no
Really
idea,
hard.
dude. Like,
Yeah.
it's nothing.
To tell.
You're impervious.
She's just having a good time.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
Um,
probably the most alive you've seen her in a little while.
And I will say that the night wraps down from there. The few people who were around do seem to enjoy the music for the small bit that it was there. You exchange
I
a
will
few
say
more stories and
thing.
friendlinesses. Yes, go ahead.
Like as the night winds down and like we're about all like walking up, I like make sure I tell Seraph and Lana, I very much want to meet your mother. And I hope you get to meet my mother one day. She's a fox.
She's a fox?
She's a fox.
I would love to meet your mother. Well, our mom is a tree.
You know what? That's actually fair. Yeah.
My father is a wolf.
I don't
Okay,
know
but-
who my father is.
Yeah, we
Fox
have no
plus
fucking
wolf
idea.
equals bird.
Apparently, that's
doesn't-
basic arithmetic. Come on. I mean,
You know, Seraph, maybe we should try to find our dad.
let's maybe contemplate some. Let's deal with the imminent problems, and then maybe once
That
like
is
we
really true.
yeah, let's deal with that stuff first, and then we will consider talking about the plan to approach that subject.
I wonder if he's cool. This is
Goddamn.
not important.
Good. I will say goodbyes are said for the night, at least.
Indeed.
You guys get rooms, I assume?
Yeah.
The rest of the party? Okay.
Yeah.
Sarah, if you already have your room. Vana, I assume you go back to the...
Yes.
I'll pay for
Okay,
the food
three
and
levers.
rooms.
No.
Okay.
It's my turn.
My turn.
One of you can pay a gold and
You
3
know what?
silver.
Rollies
Fuck
for who
all of
pays.
you. I'm the one
Rollies.
paying for it. You guys are on
Rollies.
my dime tonight. And
Mm.
and Seraph slaps down the money.
Fair enough.
Oh!
All right.
Alright.
You guys head to bed. And
I'll
we
go
will
sleep
pick up.
with I'll go sleep outside.
Okay,
'Cause I haven't
with
slept
the
out and then
reed
silence for a
lappers?
while.
Going with the reed lappers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sleep over with the reed
Brightwing and Vana
lappers.
have a sleepover with
Oh.
Milkweed
And
and...
Vana, I'd show
Thicket.
you my pocket knife.
The pocket
Oh,
knife!
true!
Oh my
Oh
god!
my god.
Oh, and at one point I would have shared the bag of washing because it's like the coolest thing.
Okay,
That's-
yes.
that would've
Within that
happened.
half
Well, but
hour at the end of the night, all these
Yeah.
kinds of things
Yeah.
happen.
All the
Some
gadgets
new magic
happen.
items are shared, yes.
Yeah.
Stories of Arthur,
100%.
and you eventually all say goodnight. And that is where we will end this session
Yay.
and pick up session 18. Thank you, Sable, for stopping in,
Oh, it's my pleasure.
That was
and
great.
Sean for multiplaying.
Yeah, dude.
That was perfect.
Matt,
I'm
so
deceased.
unexpected.
Matt,
Jeez.
I didn't know that
Yes.
you had the Ronies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I have
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
Ronies.
You should have heard me last
You
session.
still have it, Matt?
No, I technically don't, but there are lingering
Oh, okay.
symptoms for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking lasts forever.
I have the Ronies.
No.
Yeah.
Why
It's
so
not
many
the best.
pepperonis?
It's so
Literally
fun.
every year, someone has gotten Christmas COVID for the last 2 years.
I'm
And so we're
glad
like, we're
jinx
not
me.
having a third.
Please don't
Everyone's
jinx me.
coming. Everyone freaking stay safe. Like,
Yeah.
jeez.
I'll tell you what, I'm glad I have it now.
Favorite
As opposed to
moments?
Grimmim.
True. Yes,
Favorite
before we
moments.
sign off, favorite moments. Anyone who wants to go first.
So my favorite moment was the moment that Sable messaged me at 10 p.m. on the dot. We got it.
Yep.
When I finally realized that I had succeeded, that moment, I was trying so hard not to pop off, and I was like, yeah!
Yeah, what?
Oh!
To get Sable to be here, probably.
Hmm.
It has to be the highlight, right?
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
is
for
the-
real.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
I saw you get excited about something, and I was like, "What are you doing?" Like, bro, you've been like distracted the whole time.
Yeah. That's my B. I was
No, you're totally fine.
so-
I just
so intent. I was not letting it go, and Matt was just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
hush. And I'm like, I will not!
Yeah, but there was like I came back from break and I put my headphones on and they were like, "Yeah, and Brian, make another window and blah blah blah." And I was like, "What's happening?" And they're like, "Don't worry about it."
because we didn't know when Leah was gonna come back, and Leah had no
Yeah, I was
idea.
like,
We were like,
oh.
"Shit,
Yeah.
shit,
Yeah,
shit."
he was the only one who didn't know, and it was the
Yeah.
best.
I was like,
It really-
Yeah.
why is no one reacting?
Yeah, and then it was just like when you came back, everyone was not selling it. Everybody rolled a natural one on their deception
Oh, yeah,
checks.
go.
I was like,
Hi, Leah.
How's it going?
Hey, what's up?
Oh my god,
Yeah,
I know.
it was
I
real
was like,
bad.
I was like, y'all are not sneaky.
No.
We're-
No.
Not
We
even.
didn't say anything
I
in a
might not
store.
be as insightful as Brightwing,
True.
but I am training to be a therapist, so
Fair.
Also
I mean,
true.
you still didn't know, so like in the end,
it's
did
not
we
like I
really
didn't know what it
fail?
was, but I definitely knew something happened.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we still won. I don't know what you mean.
Anybody have one
I would
that's not?
say, save from the actual action of Sable
Mm-hmm.
coming back.
Oh yeah.
In-game moment, I think the write-up from Eclipse, seeing Vana, is something that Eclipse desperately has needed.
Needed.
So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I really like
Yeah.
that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird having her be more talkative.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's really weird,
I really like that.
but it felt needed. So.
Mhm.
I really like Mom doesn't freaking
What?
Mom doesn't freaking
Oh.
This is why Mom doesn't love you.
No. I can't even say it.
That was so fucking funny, dude.
It's so on point, though. Like, honestly.
Oh my god.
You guys rip into each other more than
Oh, you
Oh
have
yes.
That's
Yeah.
why
Oh yes.
nothing
Yeah.
felt
you guys
different.
should
Right.
have been Edwin, but
24/7.
these
Nope.
two are worse.
And Adrian was
Yeah.
a
Dude.
huge step down.
The
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
That's why
And
when
you guys are like, I am so sick of this. I am over it. I'm done.
No. It was the same vibe. We were totally already adjusted. It was amazing. In character was just like, oh, we're
not
still
quite as bad.
Yeah.
But okay.
yeah.
It was, see,
it was
like,
also
with
a
them,
different
it was
vibe.
with love. With
Yeah,
y'all, it
with
was
you
like,
guys,
That's
it was
also
like,
true.
oh,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
actually probably mad. I
Yep.
I don't know how to handle that.
That is fair.
Yeah, that's
These two
valid.
were just fucking off.
Yeah.
I think there was a knife in the first episode.
Yeah,
like,
there was.
yeah,
We were like,
there was
okay,
definitely a
wait,
dagger.
now it's violent, and I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
fine.
This
Same
fine.
vibe, different vibe. Vibe check.
This
Don't know.
escalated kind of quickly. I just walked in.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
But
it
yeah,
really
the
did
vicar
that.
was 100% the same. That's why it was really funny the first time. We're like, oh, nothing's changed. Okay, cool. Same thing.
Yeah. Exactly.
I will share one that is a bit different from the general enjoyment of the twin returns.
Twins. Yeah.
Mm.
We're
Yes.
siblings. We're not twins.
Siblings,
Yeah.
true.
Anna would love
which-
to remind you that she is in fact old.
Yes,
Eat a
this
dick.
is facts.
Right.
When you were talking about the various
Yeah.
creatures that you had met,
Yeah.
I was immediately like, if Yasnif does that, this is gonna trigger something. And then you
Mhm.
didn't, and I asked to make sure because I figured sometimes you might just like not say
Skim
every
over
story.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you would have in character. And then you didn't. I was like,
Yeah.
all right, we'll
Yeah.
leave it. And then it
Moving
somehow
right
came back
along.
naturally. I don't know how, because I didn't bring it up.
Mm.
Yeah.
And that was pretty cool because it gave a very natural segue into Sarah telling his story, which was good. Great to hear.
Which none of us heard.
I'm
Yeah.
really stoked that I was able to do that in game, so that
Yeah.
it didn't have to be like an out of game thing, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
the goal.
That was so weird too. I was like, of all the things to like actually mention, that was the one. Like,
yeah.
because it was
Yeah.
just weird.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Brightwing's known the entire time, and she's like, I don't.
Well, yeah,
I
but
don't-
you didn't know.
But we didn't
how.
know why or
I
what.
didn't know
it came
how.
from.
I didn't know
Yeah.
anything. And honestly, I don't know how she sees like undead yet. I haven't really worked how they think about undead.
And let it be known, because Ajuin said this, because he divine sensed, whatever Seraph is not fully undead.
Yeah.
It's,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
undead
Yeah.
adjacent somehow. So, TBD.
Yeah.
My favorite not that or that moment was just like my genuine reaction to Thicket, which could not help
Yes!
but be
Oh my
Faye.
God,
But
that's
it
pretty
could
good.
not help but be Faye's reaction to Thicket because there was no containing it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like Faye has not reacted to any other creature or animal before, but this thing was just like red foot, like all the
Thicket.
bells and whistles were going off, and it was just like.
Yep.
Thicket was an absolute fucking delight. I loved all
Yeah.
of that.
Yep.
Milkweed was also absolutely
yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
Finally meeting Milkweed was the best.
Honestly, though, yeah.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
I'm being so
The
real.
Milkweed Big Brother to Thicket arc is
Yes.
gonna
Yes.
be
Right there.
some
Yes.
Yeah.
excellent comic one day.
I'm
Oh,
so
it's gonna be an excellent hay heist.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
a one shot. Heyo.
Fish
We're all
heist?
read lappers. Like, oops,
Yep.
all read lappers.
Oops, all read lappers.
Not a
Yes!
read lapper.
That's
Right.
gotta be it.
Yeah.
That's gotta be
Yeah.
it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
All right.
This is in here.
All right.
We will wrap
All
this
right.
up because we've gone on way too long enjoying
Yeah.
this nonsense. Thank you all. Thank you, especially Sable. We've enjoyed having you back for this window, and
I've
we will
enjoyed being here.
see you all next time for session 18.
Yay!
Session.